my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
Yeah, and hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. I just cracked. Hello. Just tore all that up, child. What's going on? To all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers, honey. What's your tea? It's another glorious day, my darlings. I know you got all of your crumpets together because, darling, it's time to dish tea. And you are dishing tea, darling, with Big Meats. What's up? Baby, listen, we have had just a productive day today. We've had a meeting with the mayor, and that went very well. Then I had to go and do some running and carrying on, and finagle, get some things done, and now we are here. So, darlings, I'm hoping that all of you guys have had a wonderful, productive Saturday. Y'all know I'm still in birthday mode, okay? Although it's winding down, we're still in Pisces season right now, but it's starting to wind down just a little bit, honey. So there is that. So I'm taking advantage of everything, okay? So yes. What we got over here in the comments? Hey, Charles, how are you? Hey, Rod, what's going on, babies? Listen, today it's going to be one of those days. We have a very special guest with us first, so we're going to start the show off with our guest, and then we're going to get into, y'all know I've been having these adult conversations and carrying on. So we're going to come from the Real Talk Black Conscious Conversation cards, and then I got some other cards over here. We might go into the dating cards and carrying on from Ace Metaphor and get into some things because I want to keep it light. Hey, Princess, what's going on? Princess Leia is in the house. I want to get into some thought-provoking conversation then because I'm really tired of hot topics and current events because it makes your head hurt from time to time, you know what I mean? So let's get right down into it. I'm waiting on my co-host to come up in here. They'll be in here shortly. But in any event, we're going to get things started. So while we're doing that, I want you guys to come on in, honey. Come a little closer, child, because if you don't have crumpets, baby, my next guest got some for you, darling. You understand? This young man, honey, he is coming to us, darling, by way of my baby, Angela Ellaby, over there at Double Exposure Media Relations. He's coming from this camp because, babies, we want you guys to know about these particular cookies. Now, I haven't had them yet, but I just went to the website because I'm going to order some because he got this peanut, not the peanut butter, but that one too, because y'all know I love peanut butter. Okay. He got this sweet potato cookie. A sweet potato cookie. Now, I done have sweet potato souffle, of course, pie. I done have sweet potato cornbread. I ain't had no sweet potato cookie. And baby, that there is going to be my personal delicacy. I just feel this in my soul that this is going to be my personal delicacy. You hear? Now he has an array of flavors and stuff to choose from or whatever, and we're going to get into that right now. But now I want you guys to understand something because coming from his background, he has a musical background, honey. legendary over at the Apollo Theater and carried on working with the greats. He done work with the Queen, Miss Aretha, you know, my babies, honey, they don't know they're my babies because I never met them yet. Niles, Rogers, and CHIC, Niles is just producer, not Niles. Okay. He's even worked with Bono and Sting and carrying on. So his musical history is very, very rich. But that talent for baking is innate. It comes from within. I think he was born with it. So we're going to get right down into it. So without any further ado, this is the one and only. His name is Mr. Ralph Rolle. Mr. Rolle.
Hey, how you doing, Big Meech?
You tell me what's going on, because I got to get into this damn sweet potato cookie. Now that we're going to start off with, I got to looking at this menu. I said, a sweet potato cookie? Now, everything in my mind just went into whatever this thing is going to taste like. I done already tasted this cookie. I done inhaled it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, before we start off with anything about these cookies and about you, well, no, this is about you, because I've got to ask this question simply because when I first heard your name, I'm sure you get the question all the time, and that is, are you related to Esther?
Yeah, she's actually a cousin I've never met.
Really?
She's not a first cousin. She's
okay.
a second cousin.
She's in that. Okay.
My father and her look very much alike.
Wow.
If I sent you a picture of my father, you'd be surprised.
Okay.
And they all grew up in Miami.
It's the spelling of that last name. I was like, oh, they've got to be keying somewhere, honey, because we don't see that name, and things of that nature. So, all right, so let's get right down into this, Mr. Rolle, because I want to let's start at the beginning and introduce the children to who you are. Okay. And I want you to explain your background and everything in your own words.
Well, I am a drummer. I've been a drummer for 44 years, I believe. Okay. I've had the fortunate opportunity to play with quite a few people in the industry. I started in Bronx River Houses playing as a young boy, around 8, 9 years old. My brother's drum set. Mm-hmm. And I after the drum set left the house, I decided to continue on playing and practicing, and just learning from playing other people's songs on the radio, learning from watching the guys in my neighborhood, and just being persistent, and just trying to make it happen. So it's been a good life. I mean, it's been a long career. It's been good, yeah.
All right. So now, coming from this musical background and everything, what is it that you believe has grounded you within the musical industry? Because, as you said, having to have the longevity that you had, what grounded you there? Because one of the things that we as human beings, we think that because we have this particular talent, oftentimes our other talents don't shine, or we don't look into our other talents, or just don't, or maybe don't consider them as talent. We may consider them as hobbies or stuff like that. What was grounding you to the music?
Well, my brother was the original drummer in the house. And my brother Howie is about 8 years older than me. And my mother allowed him to have a drum set in our room. And I decided early on, with just the drums being there, that I just wanted to play. Whatever my brother did, I did. Whatever he did,
you're the younger brother. Yeah.
So when he walked a certain way, I would copy his walk. When he would comb his hair, when I had hair, I would comb it the same way. So it was he was a good influence for me. And then one day the drums just disappeared out the house. And I asked my mother, I said, where's the drums? And she said, don't ask me, go ask your brother. And he had just started dating a young lady in the next building. And I went and I found him. I said, Howie, what happened to the drums? And he said, well, I had to sell the drums because I needed money. Michelle is pregnant. Mommy put me out. And, I needed money because she said it's time for me to be a man. I dropped out and all this stuff.
Right.
So all I heard was he sold the drums. I didn't hear nothing about nothing else.
Okay, right. Heartbroken. Okay.
Well, the good thing on that side is that my brother and his wife just celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary.
Ain't that glorious? Yeah.
Yeah. So they stayed together all those many years, 4 daughters, many grandkids. They're both retired now, living in Florida. They moved from Virginia to Florida. They did what all retired people do. They went to Florida.
Okay. Right.
You know, so I kept up playing the drums.
Okay.
And it's been a good career for me. You know, I just love what I do. I have a chance to teach. I do a lot of teaching now. I do a lot of playing now, and I've had the fortunate ability to continue at this age. You know, I'm about to leave out on tour again in May, probably to the end of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let me bring one of my co-hosts, Nikki. She's ready to come on up in. Hey, Nick.
I'm sorry for my tardiness. I was having technical difficulties, and I didn't even see you ask me, was I ready? Because I was listening to him. Hello. How are you? I'm really looking like a grandma right now, right?
Okay. Well, listen, what we're going to do is going out on tour. What I'm fascinated with you is the fact that you were able to still maintain your musical career, and yet you still found time for your baking. And as I said in the intro, I said that, you know, that was more so like an innate. And I know doing my research on you, you saying that a lot of that came from your mom and your grandmother. You know, your mama was the one who got you to cooking, but that baking came from grandma.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, how you got started with baking and how, you know, before it became the business.
Right. Well, first of all, hi, Aunt Nikki.
Hi. I was just looking, and as you was asking him, was he related to us? I'm like, is that his last name? And then I looked, and at the same time he was asking, and you were answering. I was like,
okay.
I want to know about these cookies and stuff. You know, I told your niece, I was like, well, Meet said it was a guy come in, he's a drummer, he got cookies. You know what she instantly asked?
Right.
I said, girl, I don't know.
Right.
She talking about what kind of cookies he got.
Well, we finna find out. We finna get ready to find out.
My daughter is the greediest little person. She's not a kid. She's 31, but her and our president of our car club, that's all they do. That's what she just went to the store to get snacks right now. She about to come right back in the door.
Well, when I was really young, we used to go to my grandmother's house. She lived with my aunt, and my grandmother lived in the house in the Bronx. We used to go, and I'm from the Bronx. So we used to go over, and being very young and being one of the only 2 boys that was there, because as I told you, my brother was off with his girlfriend at the time, so it was just me and Vincent. We were little kids, and we were so small we'd have to sit up on the yellow pages on the phone books at the table. And my grandmother, Grampy, we called her Gramps. She used to bake, and our job was when she got through baking, she would give us that bowl. And those and those you know, we cleaned the bowl to the point that you didn't have to wash it. So you just
look, nowadays they be like, we got raw eggs in the kitchen. I said, we are fine. We are fine. Our mothers and grandmothers gave us the bowl. They made the stuff from raw eggs and all kinds of stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with us. What you mean? Oh, they can't have that.
You know, salmonella. Anyway, so that memory always stuck with me. And just like all of us, it's that time that just brings you back to a place that was just beautiful and loving and family and just so much happiness. The smells out the kitchen, you know, was something that I just gravitated towards. And, you know, now growing up where I grew up and also being a very, very nerdy kid, I
nerdy in the Bronx.
Yeah, that wasn't a good match. You know,
how was that?
Yeah, I got skipped. I got teased a lot for a lot of reasons, but unlike my friends, I didn't think that I had the swag to meet girls. And I learned to bake because my mother taught all of her kids to do the same thing. So I learned how to
Okay.
sew. I learned how to bake. I learned how to wash
Mhm.
clothes. The girls, they did basketball. They did volleyball. So we just commingled in the house as far as things that needed to be done. And if I would meet a girl, my opening line was usually like "hello," and that was it. And then I would give them some cookies I made, which was kind of corny, but it worked. You know, they go, "Oh, that's so nice. You got cookies. That's so sweet." And I'll be like, "Yeah, you know, how you doing?" And we would talk, and that's how.
Ah,
He done sweet talked him
wait
with
a
the
minute.
cookie.
Literally.
Sweet
Okay,
talking with the
literally.
sweet tooth. Come on
Ho-
now. And now,
Hold on.
but wait a minute, and he a drummer too now. So when he
So,
got
so then you know, it worked. Um, and then as I got older, I kept baking, and my mother passed away. It was about 23 when my mother passed, and I was producing music, and my production company moved into my apartment.
Mm.
And one day I said to my guys, Armando and Gerard, I said, "Listen, I'm going to go bake some cookies," and they were like, "Well, are you talking about you're going to go bake some cookies?" So I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna bake some cookies." So I went in the kitchen, I baked some cookies, I brought them back in the production room, and they was like, "Yo, these are good, man. Make sure that you have these cookies every time you come over." So
Oh,
then when I met my girlfriend working at the Apollo, and she moved in with me, and the holidays came around, and we was trying to figure out how to give out gifts to 36 friends and family. So I said to her, "Why don't we just bake the cookies, you know?" And she was okay, let's do that. So we gave out the cookies. Everyone said that how great they were and said you should sell them. And I was like, okay, that's it. Because I thought about it before, but I just never did it.
mm.
Now with her, this is the time to do it. So I did. I was about to sneeze.
That's all right. We understand, Alan.
Yeah. So
bless
excuse
you.
me. Thank you. Um, so the first place that I sold the cookies was at Sylvia's restaurant. And I was playing the open mic there on Tuesday nights. And I was working at the Apollo on Wednesday nights. And I told Melba, who now has Melba's restaurant, I said, "Mel, I have this idea. I want to sell cookies." And she said, "Fine, just bring them into the open mic." And I did. And I was so not prepared for that answer that
Okay.
I had to figure out a label. I printed out a label on a piece of paper. I put school glue on the label, put it on a brown bag, put the cookies inside a sandwich bag, inside the brown bag, put a piece of tape on the bag, and that's what I brought 25 bags of those down to Sylvia's. Gave out some samples, and there was a guy from YSB magazine that was at the bar and said, "I heard you work at the Apollo. Sounds like a very interesting story. I'd love to do a story in YSB magazine." And I told him, "Yeah, I'm from the projects. I work at the Apollo. My girlfriend is also from the projects. She graduated from Juilliard." So he thought it was a very interesting story. And he does the article. I didn't have a number to give him, so I called my sister and got her pager number with the pin, and we put the pager number with the pin in the magazine, thinking that we was only going to get like 3 or 4 phone calls to order some cookies. Well, we were wrong, because the first day we had 3 in the morning, and then 2 in the afternoon. Then the next day we had 10, and then the afternoon we had 20, then 30 more calls and 50 orders, and the apartment got too small. And I moved across the street to my friend's mother's brownstone, Miss Durant, may she rest in peace. She allowed me to gut her bottom of her brownstone and make it into my first baking facility.
Wow.
And that's how it all got started. Yeah.
Wow. So, okay. So now the tenacity to say, okay, to take that step to say, we got to get a bigger space and this, that, and another. What was that mindset like? Because see, many of us who are entrepreneurs, you know, like me, you know, I do oils and Nikki does soaps and things of that nature. And we're doing it out of the house. But
Right.
then it comes to a point where it's like, okay, stepping out on faith to say, "Ooh,
Yeah, because we
that
starting to
next
grow
step,"
out of it, and I
you
need more
know,
space. It's this stuff.
what was that mindset for you to say, "Ooh, okay, this is turning into something. How do we do this? How did you connect those dots?"
Okay. One of the best ways to learn about business is by other business, is by watching people who have made success at their
Mhm.
endeavor. no matter what level that success may be. You know, we don't, growing up, we don't look at the corner bodega as a success. But the truth of the matter is that is an independent owner
Yeah, right.
that decided that he was going to, or she was going to rent this space and was going to open up a store. So the minute that door opened to that store, that person is now successful. The first time you sold one of your oils, you were successful. But sometimes people equate money with success.
Right.
And that is the big Achilles heel a lot of times, because when you say, okay, I'm not making enough money, you think that it's over. Then the question is, was that really your passion? Because passion has no expiration date. If this is your passion, you have different iterations of whatever that passion is. You keep it growing, you know, and keep it moving, and you learn from the mistakes. One of the biggest things that I learned with my company is, as many triumphs as I've had and as many tribulations, they're all lessons. You just have to find the lesson in it. If you're growing out of where you are, the next step is, where else can I get my product made that's going to be cost effective for the new amount of people and audience that I have? There are incubator kitchens all over New York City that you can rent space by the hour. You're not obligated to rent by the month.
Okay.
You can rent it for a couple of hours because it's a bigger space. You can spread out, get your stuff going, put it in a car, and take it home. Now, instead of having 10 bottles, now you got 100 bottles.
Because
you can. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but a lot of caterers use those, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Like the caterers that might have small stuff that they usually do from home, when they get the big, like a wedding or something like that, then they use. I saw that on something. I don't even remember what it was, but I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that's not a too big of an obligation, because sometimes those engagements are not back to back to back when you first getting started. So I thought that's an amazing thing that they have.
Almost 100% of small businesses start from home. It's a good place to start. It's a good place to figure out what you're doing. It's a good place to move forward and experiment on what you're doing, and grow, save some money because you're already paying rent. But when you go to that next level, it's about, where are you advertising? Where are you promoting your product? Who do you know that has 10 friends that know 10 other friends that are going to tell about your product? What is your presentation like when you get to that point? When I started selling cookies, before we even had our facility to bake out of, I made a book and would walk into every single deli with my cookies, with this book, and I would show them. And what surprised me somewhat is that all of these store owners would say, you know what, no one's ever come in here that looks like you that did a presentation like this. And they would say, and because of that, I'm going to put your cookies in my store.
Okay.
So your presentation and your product has to be ready when it happens, because the last thing that you want is you get so big that you can't supply your demand.
Right.
And that could happen overnight with one single article. And that's what happened to us. So I learned from that situation, like, oh my God, what are we going to do? So I had to scramble to get a place, you know, and those are the things that you work on, and you always put in your own time. Passion has no expiration date. And if this is something you're passionate about, even when you're tired, when you come home, you're going to put in 2 hours or more on your passion. Because that same person that you was working for might have did exactly the same thing to build their business. And that's
times when I've gotten up out the bed and my daughter will come down the next morning and say, when did you make all this soap and butters? And I'm like, I woke up, I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't sleepy. So I came up with some new formulas so we could see what we know. That every time we go out, or the little pop-ups that we do and stuff like that, I think only the first one we didn't sell out. But everything after that, when I sell out every time. So it is balancing the time that I have for that. And for me, I know mine is very much a passion because our tagline and everything from our company is building a legacy, not a letdown.
Right.
My company's name is actually an acronym of all 5 of my granddaughters.
Right.
And this is something that I'm doing for them. So it is a passion. It's just a balancing the thing out. Even when it comes to like the business plan and the presentation, we got all that. Me to tell you, this is that our undergrad degrees are in media production. I just got my MBA not even 2 weeks ago in marketing. I know what to do. It's like finding the time to get it done.
Right.
It's like there's always something happening. So it's that's where I am, like trying to balance the time to get things. You know what I mean?
Right. And I mean, it's a hard balance, but if you want to get it done, you'll get it done.
Exactly.
This is true. Now, when you noticed that the business was growing, how was it that you came up with your flavors? Because when you started, I'm sure you didn't have all these particular flavors of the cookies. How is it that you started to experiment with the different flavors and said, we're going to add this to the inventory and all of that?
Okay. The down home double chocolate chip recipe is probably about 120 years old.
Oh,
my grandmother baked cookies. She baked chocolate chips. She baked oatmeal raisin.
okay.
And that was the basis of the cookies to start. So I started with the chocolate chip, and then I added the oatmeal raisins after, and then I started to create other flavors. The next flavor after those two was the sweet potato cookie, and I was trying to figure out how to make that happen. That's actually our biggest seller right now is the sweet potato cookie.
Baby, just the sound of that got my mouth watered.
Listen, and we already know what that's hitting for, because when it's around the holidays, for me, everybody wants me. I make this sweet potato cornbread. So he doesn't talk about sweet potato cookie. You got the order list. You got
in my sensitive areas.
Wait, you got okay? Because you already know later I'm gonna be all on the website.
Well, here we are. They the Georgia oatmeal raisin.
Okay.
The peanut butter, the down home double chocolate chip, like you said, the ebony and ivory almond cookie. Now that sounds divine. Grampy's chocolate peanut butter cookie. Now y'all know I'm chocolate and peanut butter.
He is, and I love all things almond.
French cocoa chocolate chip.
Oh, jeez.
Miami walnut, excuse me. Chunked up chocolate walnut, cranberry oatmeal raisin. Okay. The joyful gingerbread, and he just said the sweet potato cookie, honey. Now listen.
Yeah. So we just my partner, my wife, we both just invented a cornbread cookie that is really, really good. It's so crazy.
Look, I know I'm looking crazy today, but listen.
So what happens if we come up with an idea and we just work on it until it's right? Just like you, same thing.
Right.
You come up with an idea and you just work on it until it's right. It might not be right the first time, and usually it isn't. And you just keep working at it. And then finally, when you hit it, it's a combination of all the different flavors and how they hit. For us, the most important thing is to bite one of our cookies. 3 seconds later is when it explodes. That's all of our cookies. It's not inundated with salt or sugar or all those things that most cookies have. It's one of those things that your palate goes, wow, this is very inviting and I want more.
Right.
Do it make you,
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of this.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of that.
Literally, my daughter just asked me the other day. She said, "Why do people do that when they taste something that's so good?" I said, "Girl, it's that good it make you want to dance."
Because it hits you in your crawl, and it gets, now for me, it's all in my shoulders, and if it gets in my lower back and go up my spine, baby,
Listen, I'm mad to say I hate when it's something like when we out. Now it's okay if we just out, but when we out and something hits you like that, and you don't want to act like that because you're out and you're dressed and you're cute, and Baby, I be sitting there, I be just rubbing my legs under the table.
Okay.
Well, that is the reason why I call it soul snacks, because
Okay.
it's supposed to hit you in the soul every time you take a bite, it's every food, every ethnicity has soul food everywhere.
Right.
It's just a name that's synonymous to African American food, but I've had soul food in Japan. I've had soul food in Italy. I mean, if you think about it, spaghetti is soul food.
To them,
But
yeah.
So it's one of those things that I really have a lot of respect for, as far as wanting people to taste what I'm doing and understanding that it's coming from a legacy. Just like you said, I'm trying to create a legacy here, and pass it on, not just to my family, but to all families.
Right.
So we're creating a legacy in America, so this next venture is a whole nother level of where the plan is to go. Because I've sold cookies internationally, but this is the biggest deal that I've ever got. I do work for Chase Bank, and I do work for one of the biggest caterers in New York, which are really, really big accounts. But this Walmart account is beyond anything I ever had.
Now let me ask you a question, since we're talking about the big accounts. When it comes financially, you know how we always find a Black-owned business that takes off, and then they're either sold or bought out by a white establishment. How do you feel about that? Would you ever be willing for that to happen with soul snacks?
My dream has always been to pass this on to my daughter. I have one daughter. She's at Howard University. I built this company for the hopes that she would want to take it over, but she decided to go another direction. She's in medicine.
Okay.
And that's absolutely fine. But the goal for me is to grow my community. So what I've done and what I'm continuing to do is employ people from my community, no matter how big I get. One of the things that I told my partner, my new partners, was that my plan is to stay in my community. So we're moving from our current facility to a bigger facility, and we're building a culinary school inside the facility.
Come on.
Yeah. So my partner is someone who I'm just so glad to partner with on this.
Okay.
His
Because I know I
name.
had that in my plan. Like when I first did my original plan, it's imperative for me to leave something for my kids and for my grandkids. So when I sat down and I talked with my kids, because it's my son's daughters, they don't get to do nothing though, but my daughters will take care of the business, not the sons. I said, will you guys really be around and want to take over this and make sure that the girls get it and everything, because this is something serious? When we had the real discussion and everybody was like, yes, I said, okay, so the clause will be, if we get investors and people who want to partner with us, we will never sell more than controlling shares. There will never be more than 49% to go out. 51% has to stay in the family.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is like so important to me, because every time we think we got something, then you go to look it up and it's like, it's for us, but it ain't us.
Well, in many situations, people, and I'm not just saying us, but people will build a business. And someone that is established will come along and say, you know what? I like what you're doing. Can I invest? I'm just telling you my story. Right. This is what happened with me. Mm-hmm. And the goal, like yourself, has been always to maintain controlling interest, whether it's 51% or not, but making sure that you maintain the controlling interest in your company. So that is a bridge that hopefully you will have to cross at some point, that someone comes along and goes, I love what you're doing. Can I invest? So the gentleman that, excuse me, I'm having allergies right
Yeah,
now. So
The pollen has been crazy
I
everywhere.
know
So-
we're out here in Atlanta, so yeah, we
yeah,
understand.
it's good. You see how I look?
So-
I ain't time to put on.
so the person that saw my company, and this goes back to the next question about how you did it or how I did it. I made sure that there was information about me as a musician and me as a CEO of a cookie company in social media as much as humanly possible. So whenever I was somewhere, I would take photos. If I was with someone, I would take photos. If I was working with an artist, I would ask if I would can take a photo. You know, my grandmother said a long time ago, "You're judged by the company you keep."
That's
Come
true.
on.
And I've never ever forgot that because it's true. So when people see you in good company, you know, they want to know, well, who's this person with these people? You know. So when the person saw me, he was like, well, I want to know more about this guy because I see he's worked with all these different artists. He's got this good company, and he has someone reach out to me. And the person reached out to me and said, I have a friend who wants to talk to you. He's a very, very successful multimillionaire who likes what you're doing and wants to know if he can have a conversation with you. And I've entertained conversations like that before that ended up being nothing because the terms of whatever agreement was just so horrible. I just walked away from the table.
Okay.
But he came to me and he said, I like what you're doing. Let's talk. I sent him some cookies. He said, these are amazing. And he said, I have a path for you. If you want to take it, we can start working on it now. And we did. And that was even without an agreement. So I knew he was sincere. So from there, we signed an agreement almost a year into working on the project.
Wow.
And when he presented Walmart as a company, we sat down with Walmart. They tasted the cookies and they said, these are got to be some of the best cookies we've ever had in here. And we're going to bring you in. And they gave us 789 stores out the box. So
Wow.
yeah. So, well, thank you. You know, so what I'm saying, because I am a small business, you are a small business, we have something in common on many levels, is that the persistence will overcome resistance. You have to remember that. It has nothing to do with age. Okay. Mm-hmm. All it means is that you have to take care of yourself physically, mentally, be strong. It doesn't mean that you got to have $1 million to get your name out there. Get people talking about your product. Everywhere you go, I don't care. Drop it off, let them talk about it, post it. You know, get out there, let them talk about it, post it. And everybody's talking about your product. They go, well, I think I need to get some of that. I mean, we get more orders on the internet from people talking about the cookies than anything. Mm-hmm. We got the chase order from people talking about the cookies. And then we got this cookie deal from people talking about the cookies.
Okay.
So, you know, it's a very specific, you know, and again, it wasn't quick, and I'm glad it wasn't quick.
Yeah.
You know, as some people, because the saying "easy come, easy go" is very true.
Okay.
You know, I've learned this business in different iterations and different ups and downs, but I've learned to apply all of those setbacks as a positive. What did I learn from that? Who can I talk to that can help me move forward and make me understand what I did that caused this to happen or that to happen? Or how did one of the questions I've been asked recently is, how did I get the deal with Chase? Mm-hmm. The deal I got with Chase came by way of COVID. I had to reinvent my business because it bottomed out. Okay. And I came up with this idea to send Chase a proposal to give cookies to first responders. Oh, and wow. It took them about 3 months to get back in touch with me. And they said, we got your email. We like what you're saying. We see your product and it seems to be good. And we see your clientele. We'll get back in touch with you. And they did. And now we make cookies for Chase's presidents and managers and the employees.
Okay.
So we get orders from them to do all of their work inside, and they have banks all over the world. So what I'm saying, the abstract reinvention or this abstract invention sometimes turns out to be a Tesla. So so it's thinking in those terms to want to move your company forward and being patient in your forward motion that can help you to win. because success is not how much money you make; it's in finishing the thought. That's success.
This is true.
Yes.
Okay, people misconstrue success with money. Okay, money is the residual of finishing the thought.
Right.
Boom. I like that. I like that. Let me ask you this about the cookies. As my other co-host is coming, I'm gonna bring him in as I'm asking this question. And that there is with the recipes that you have,
yes,
and the different flavors and stuff, do you consider the brand to be a gourmet brand? To compete with, say, the Stella Doros and the Pepperidge Farms and all of that? Or are you in a class by yourself? How would you classify your product?
Okay, as far as we think of our product as being in the same place as Tate's, Pepperidge Farms, those types of cookies. It is more of a gourmet style cookie, if you will.
Yeah.
Because we don't use any preservatives in our product at all. So, and the two cookies that Walmart chose was our Down Home Double Chocolate Chip and the Grampy's Chocolate Peanut Butter.
Okay.
So the next cookie and also we got picked up by Kroger. So for Kroger, we'll do Down Home Double Chocolate Chip, Grampy's, and also coconut milk chocolate toffee. Those are the 3 flavors for them. And then on the website, we sell all of the other brands of cookies, which is more of the reason why we call them like a gourmet cookie is because it's the difference in the flavors and the fact that we don't use any preservatives and we use high-end product. Like, for example, you mentioned the French cocoa chocolate chip. That's real expensive cocoa that we put in there.
Of course.
For people to taste. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you can taste that.
When we talk about what along the lines, so tell me this: soft or crispy?
The cookies that are in Walmart are crispy cookies. The cookies that we sell on the internet are soft.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be buying your cookies from Walmart. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I am the crispy cookie. I don't know why. It's not that I don't like soft cookies. For some reason, no matter who, even if I bake them myself. When I eat soft cookies, I get a toothache.
Really?
And you would think that it would be the other way around, but I have no idea, and I've always been like that.
Really?
Wow.
It's the weirdest thing.
It's just that crispy cookies are your thing.
I guess.
No, for real.
I'm going to make sure that you all get cookies. I promise you that.
Okay.
Now, let's go here because I'm just intrigued with the idea that you were able to marry your passions, and out of it comes, a substantial business. Because I read where Bette Midler was one who to endorse your cookies and carrying on. And you always talk about Melba's restaurant in Harlem and things of that nature. But let me ask this, because dealing with us as a people, would you be creating something for the diabetic, the sugar-free cookie or whatever, so that everybody, someone who may want to taste the cookies? My road dog, he's from the Bronx. He lives in Brooklyn now. And I think about him as a diabetic. And he would have flipped over these cookies a long time ago, but now we're trying to find sugar-free options to carry on. Would that be coming down the line?
Okay, we've experimented with diabetic cookies, and the first cookie that I know is going to come out is going to be our sweet potato cookie, because sweet potato doesn't really bother your numbers,
right?
Glucose numbers.
Right.
I have a very, very close friend who's diabetic, and he told me that, and what we're trying to sweeten it with will probably be agave.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make sure that we're making a product that doesn't have a negative aftertaste. None of our cookies have a negative aftertaste. So the closest thing that we've gotten to make it taste good is agave.
Okay.
So
when you use anything that I've ever used it in, I didn't get an aftertaste in anything that I've substituted, and that was even before they told me I was diabetic. Yeah. But anything I've ever substituted with agave, I've never gotten that sugar-free aftertaste.
Yeah. Well, we now have a line of vegan gluten-free cookies, and
wonderful.
Yeah, so we're definitely working on a diabetic cookie, and I know it will be sweet potato first. There's chocolate substitutes that I don't really like, so we're trying to figure out if it's just going to be an oatmeal cookie with agave, and we'll probably have that sometime next year.
Okay. Okay. So now,
Yes.
as a businessman, and dealing with a wonderful product, getting your name and the product out there and carrying on, what seems to be one of your greatest challenges moving forward, or moving the business forward at this particular stage? Now that I can't say we're post COVID, but we are post lockdown.
Right.
Okay.
Well, one of the things you had asked me, which is in connection with that question, is how do I do both? How do I have a life in the industry, a music industry, and have a life in the cookie business? And I have an incredible wife. She is off the chain, amazing. I can't say anything bad about this woman as far as the business is concerned, and I probably wouldn't have the ability to do this without her
Wow.
at all. It wouldn't be possible because she is definitely, when I say partner, she every definition of the word partner, she's my partner.
Wow.
She is truly my she's my road dog all day. And it even if you're not married to someone and you have a partner, someone that you can rely on 100%, you're not worried about anything. There's no fighting going on. You don't get into situations that there's going to be a deal breaker between you and this person, is an important asset to have in business and in just relationships in general, because the relationship is business too. It's all about getting the work done and understanding each other. And I believe that for me, that's why I'm successful. We've been together a really long time, and I have her back 100%. She's got my back 100%, and that's what's done that for me. The challenges that I see is the thing that always scares me is keeping up with demand.
Mm-hmm.
When the first time that this happened, when we hit in that one article, it was the scariest thing was not to be able to get product out to my people that ordered product. That's a very scary thing, because you don't want to disappoint. I mean, I'm a musician. I don't want to disappoint.
Right.
And to me, baking cookies is also entertainment. So I don't want to disappoint. I want to make people happy.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, before we let you go, I need to go. I need to go here, and that there is understanding relationships and understanding business relationships. How is it that partnering with double exposure media relations needed a publicist at this particular point? You know what I'm saying? Because when I first heard it, I was like, okay, wow, I know you get it from the music aspect of it, but
Yes.
that marriage of coming into the cookie business I see how that married. So having a publicist, you're probably one of the first people I've ever known as an unorthodox businessman, to have a publicist for a cookie. Tell us about that, and let's talk about that, because I think that's very innovative.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of Soul Snacks, 26 years ago. Before that, I had an A&R job. I was A&R manager for Jive Records.
Dig it.
I was one of the people that was that worked with High Five, that was responsible for the signing of R. Kelly. I worked with Ruby Turner and Vincent Henry, and I had Mike Davis signed and some other folks. So I came out of playing in bands and then got a corporate job because I wanted to learn about the record industry. So I went after that job. I searched for that job and I got it. During that relationship, my good friend Vincent Henry, his wife Victoria Carlotti, knew this young man named Angelo Ellaby, who was a beginning publicist.
Mm-hmm.
And we met, and I'm working at Jive Records, and there was an opening for a job for a publicity person. So I set up an interview for Angelo at Jive Records.
Okay.
I left Jive Records, and a few years later is when I started the company. Angelo had already blew up. He had an office on 7th Avenue, 54th Street.
Right.
And we were still friends. So after the first article came out, I said, you know what? Maybe I should get a publicist. So I went and I spoke to Angelo, and I said, listen, Angelo, I have this cookie company. We got this, big thing going on. People are loving the product. I'd like a publicist for the company. And he heard my whole campaign, and he looked at me and he said, well, okay, well, what are we doing? I said, well, first of all, we can't do much of nothing because I ain't got no money.
Right.
And he looked at me again and he said, you know something? He said, Ralph, I know you and I can see your passion. I'm going to take you on for just a couple of months, and you are going to only pay my expenses. I'm going to do you a favor. You did me a favor.
Okay.
And that's just the kind of person he is. So in a very short period of time, Angelo got me into Sister to Sister, Source, Ride On, New York Times, Village Voice, the New York Beacon, the London Independent, Family Circle, the New York Times, the TV Food Network, NBC, Fox in the morning, ABC. He had me do. I was all over the place.
Okay.
All over the place.
I hear that.
And that was because of double exposure, Angelo Ellaby. So years later, I go back. The cookies are doing well. I'm doing my thing, and then this deal comes along. So I go, Angelo, I got money for you, and I went back. I went back to Angelo Ellaby. I think as a people, in order for us to move us along as a people, and to create a national Black Wall Street, if you will,
come on now,
we have to remember where we came from to get to where we're going.
Come on.
You get my point? We could talk about it. We could talk about it. We could talk about this all day. You understand?
Right.
We can be conversationalists, but we have to put it in action.
In action.
And you got to put it in motion. We could talk. I mean, we hear people talk all day.
Mm-hmm.
We hear folks talk, and people get excited about talking, and oh, that's the greatest thing we're going to do. And then the next thing is like, okay, what's on TV? We have to put it in motion. You gotta come together. You got to put the fears aside and understand that the business model of slavery is alive and well in our communities.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Understand what that means. We are still many times afraid to work with each other.
You better come on and do this now.
We talked about that before. We systematically trained not to trust each other.
But if we know that, and we know that this is a setup, that I am afraid of you by virtue of the fact that it is in my DNA,
right?
Then the best thing that I need to do is at least trust you, because if it is a mistake, I'm going to learn from it.
That's it. That's it.
You get my point?
If you're not scared to learn something, because it's never a failure if you learn from it.
Right.
Because you know the next time what not to do.
Exactly. Wow.
So that's my personal thinking as far as how I get to where I am, or where I am as far as the music business. Anything that's ever happened to me that's negative is a positive. Anything that ever happened to me positive is even more positive. It just depends on how you gain the message from those things. You know?
Right.
When my mother died, I was 23. She died of cancer, very painful at 55. I was devastated. And for a long time, as most African Americans, I didn't go to therapy. I just dealt with it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But the outcome years later, many years later, even though I was a functioning person on a daily basis and still working with my cookie company, I was the most miserable person on the inside. And one day I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I had a conversation with myself in the mirror. And this is an honest to God true story. And the conversation, when we all look in the mirror, we're looking to groom ourselves and we're looking to get right for the day. But many times we're not really looking at ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular day, I don't know why, but I stood there in the mirror and for almost 2 hours, I talked to myself. And the first words out of my mouth is, what in the world is wrong with you? What are you wasting all of this time that you're not ever going to get back? Every single breath that you are taking is a gift. What are you doing? What your mother would be devastated to see you like this. This is not what she raised you to be. So from that, I realized that the mind is a muscle like every other muscle in your body, and if you grow it right, it will grow greatly, and it will expand and get stronger and stronger. And if you don't, it will atrophy and shrivel up, and you will start using words like I can't do it. What if they don't like me? What if this happens? How all of these negative words that are now building these bricks up in front of you on your own that you now have to break down. Every single day we have to walk out in these streets. Every day.
Right.
And deal with the streets. Why are we going to deal with our own streets? Why are we putting up our own bricks? Why are we doing that to ourselves? Why should I not trust you?
Okay.
You understand? This is all how I think about moving forward.
Right.
The breath that we have right at this moment is a gift. Every time you breathe in and out in the last 58 minutes is a gift that you might not have tomorrow. So
That's
why
right.
are you
Let
not
me go
investing?
one step further. Remember what I say when I'm talking to people. I not only say it's a gift, it's a luxury that somebody else didn't get. When you
Right.
woke up this morning, that was a luxury that so many other people did not get. So it was not only just a gift, but a luxury. You're supposed to take care of your luxury items, right? And then what you do with your luxury stuff? Don't touch that. Because I know my mother used to be like, girl, you know how much that costs? Don't you? You ain't gonna let nobody hurt it. You're gonna take care of it. So if you start looking at yourself like, I woke up, I'm a luxury today. Let me treat it right.
We have to learn to get out of our own way, and we have to learn to take these bricks down that we put up ourselves. We got to get out of our own way. If once we realize that we can do that, there's so much power that you have in your forward motion by just believing that you can do it, because tomorrow's not promised to none of us.
These nuggets that you're dropping now, we were talking about earlier that you were creating a teaching element with the business. Would you be doing entrepreneur classes, master classes, that kind of thing, along with teaching folks the business on what it is to be in the kitchen and baking strategies and all that?
Culinary arts, right?
Well, the purpose of the Culinary Arts School is to build new and business-minded chefs, and also build a promising future, as well as personalities. You know, like I said, when you walk out here, a lot of us are dealing with PTSD because of the things that are happening around us. A lot of the things that you see as far as gun violence is just people that don't love each other. You know, so if you teach a person how to love themselves, they will teach others how to love too. So part of all of this, if you put somebody in a class and show them love, they start to feel like they have some worth and some value. The gentleman that I'm working with now is he's got to be one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. And I've learned so much from him. And he is on a mission to open up a center just for the purpose of kids having somewhere to go after school, just so they can have a purpose. So whatever they want to create, this building is there for them to create. And that's what we have to keep doing. We got to keep paying it forward. No matter how much time you think you have or how much time you think you don't have, trust me, if you have experience, there's someone out there who wants a piece of that and needs it.
Right.
Mentoring is important. So I will be teaching all of these things. Same things that I've learned, ups and downs, ins and outs, through my trials, through my tribulations, through my triumphs, I will be passing that forward because I can't take none of this with me.
I heard that.
Right.
Okay. So the book is coming soon.
There's a book. There's a book that's being written. I have a ghostwriter, and the book is called No Plan B.
Ooh. Now that's
You know
important.
what? Yeah.
That's important.
Okay.
Important.
All right, well, Mr. Rowe, we want to thank you for coming up in here. But before we let you go, I need for you to take this moment and this is your commercial, baby. Give it to me. Where we can find the cookies, you know, where you know.
He paused on me.
You just froze, Mitch.
I like the face though.
Right. But in his words, so go ahead, give it.
In his word, hey, you know what? In his words, go ahead, but know that I will be getting one of those sexy black mugs off of your website.
I ain't been on the website yet. I've been so busy. I gotta get on the website.
I got to get one of the mugs. You know.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna go out and come back. So go ahead, give it to the people.
Okay. Okay. So if you want to find Soul Snacks, all you have to do is go to soulsnacks.com. That's SOULSNACKS.com. If you want to find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of the social outlets, all you have to do is put in at Soul Snacks or hashtag Soul Snacks, or you can put in Taste the Cookie, and it will come up. You will find me. Ralph Roll. If you want to learn more about my music, you can go to ralphroll.com. You find out about my music career and the things that I've done. And we're moving into a new beautiful space soon, and I'm going to have a big blowout there, and it's in an iconic space because it used to be a juvenile detention center that Mike Tyson was one of the inmates at Spofford Juvenile Detention. It's now been turned into affordable housing and spaces for small business. So it's a good thing.
Okay, you gotta let us know when the grand opening stuff is.
Are you in Atlanta too?
I'm in Atlanta, but I flies all the time, every week.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm up in Philly a lot, so it ain't nothing for me to get up there.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, what you're doing.
But I know, Meech was talking to me earlier about you, and he kept saying he was historically, and I'm like, I said, Meech, I said, I know this guy. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, I know this guy. I said, I don't know him like per se, but we've been in the same space years ago. I had hair. You know what I'm saying? Years ago, he was like, what? I said, because I grew up with R. Kelly.
When you said R. Kelly, that was the first thing I thought about. I was about to be like, Ray, you know him?
Said that, the light went off that I knew about the whole Jive merger, everything that went on.
Okay.
Back then.
So
I was a fly on the wall back then because I'd be in there doing, learning media stuff and everything. So
okay, so when the Jive first hit, when R. Kelly first hit with MGM,
right?
A lot of people don't know that the first iteration of R. Kelly was R. Kelly and MGM, and not R. Kelly Public Announcement.
Right.
They flew me out to Chicago to meet with Wayne, and also to go to the theater that they were rehearsing in. It's a iconic theater in Chicago that they were rehearsing, and I was blown away that they was rehearsing in this big theater, because it's like who does that, And
it was crazy because he used to come and hit. We used to do all these showcases at the high schools, right? And it got to the point where R. Kelly was banned from him. They stopped him from coming in because he would come in and just turn the whole stage out. It was just like, okay, it's enough. It's like you win every time you walk in there. And so it was like, okay, give everybody a chance. And I used to crack up laughing because I was one of the guys that used to let him in the door. You know what I'm saying? I was let him in that side door. Boom, come on.
Meech.
Yeah, I'm back.
He was able to see it, but he gave all the information. So if you have it, might want to run the banner for the rest of the show. But he gave all the IG and everywhere we can find him and everything.
Okay, we had a power surge over here.
I told you that was what took me so long to get in. I couldn't get in. I don't know what was going on.
I love, but you should have saw the face that you got frozen in. That was the thing. That's the thing. The face was like this.
You was just stuck.
This thing always got me every time I'm frozen. Somebody always got me with my mouth open, Chad.
Yeah, Yeah, it looked like an old sci-fi movie, like one of the old Star Treks.
You know, but without any further ado, we want to let you get back to your family. We want to thank you for coming up in here and for sharing. You have just dropped some jewels up in here. To where when I go back and replay this, I'm going to really sit down and really connect some of the dots, because it's helping me as an entrepreneur. You know, I know procrastination is one of my biggest strong points. You know, because I get in my own way. We're so many different hats. I'm a team of one. So, you know, sometimes the devil's in the details, and sometimes hell gets to raging, you know, loudly. Okay. But at the same time, you know, you have just dropped some stuff on me, and I am a 26-year-old company, and that's that. Wow. And to know that you know, it, like you said, it didn't happen overnight. I love to hear these 25-year overnight success stories. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives everybody hope. And you know, we're all over 50 now. So, you know, knowing that and coming into it, and, you know, forgiving ourselves for not doing it when we were younger, and, you know, getting out of that headspace that we may be in, you know, you just dropped some real strong jewels, and I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for your knowledge. And honey, yeah, I'll be calling you when I get this damn this sweet potato cookie.
Listen.
Hey, I was on the website, that one with the toffee in it. Oh, it's on and popping. It's on and popping. I'm finna
Wait
get
a minute.
The black
I'm
mug.
scared to go on the website because y'all
All I know is,
y'all know that
hey,
greedy
Ralph, look forward to me sending you a video clip of me dunking one of them things in that black mug.
You know what? You know what? We're gonna come over here. We'll set up the cameras.
Yeah.
We'll sit down and taste the cookies.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do
And
that.
then we're gonna send it to you. We're gonna send it to you.
One of the campaigns is called Taste the Cookie campaign. So please, once you taste the cookie, just send me a little video tasting the cookie for the first time and your reaction.
Oh,
and you know, I start dancing because you know we'll put it together in a little pretty little thing too and post it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Post it.
Listen.
All right. Well, Mr. Roby, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you. I'm here if you guys need me.
We said thank you too. You done let us know.
Tell Mrs. Roll, honey. Thank you, love. Okay.
Hey, he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Finds a good thing.
Okay.
Good person. Thank you.
All right.
All right. So we take you. Have a good night.
Look, as soon as we taste the cookies, you be hearing from me.
He sure will. Okay. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
You did freeze with your mouth wide ass open.
But it's crazy, Meech. Earlier when you said his name and you was talking about Esther Roll, and I'm going, as soon as you said it, I'm like, I know this cat.
Really?
Well, shit, I was just looking at his name like, and at the moment I was looking at Roll, and I was like, and then I'm looking at his face, and I'm like, but Meech was asking him at the same time, and I was like,
I'm sitting here like, when he said it earlier, I'm like, bro. And as soon as he said R. Kelly, I said, that's where I know him from right there.
Okay.
Because I was around R. Kelly before he was with R. Kelly in public announcement before, and he
like he hit up with MGM, right?
And he hit it dead on. And that theater that he was talking about is right off Stony Island. I knew everything he was talking about.
Okay. So cool.
So please forgive my low ass eyes, but my allergies, like him, have been driving me crazy. I couldn't even put no eyeliner or nothing on. I said, Lord, I'm gonna get on here looking crazy. But
listen, let's do this. Let's take a small little commercial break so that we can come on up in here. Hey, birthday girl, this is my former sister-in-law.
Happy birthday.
Hey girl, happy birthday, child. Let's take a small little commercial break, and then when we come back, let's get into some real talk, Chad. Just a little bit of real talk. Okay. Just okay. so that we can make some things happen and then just engage the people, honey, because the people want to know.
Oh yeah, because we ain't talked to y'all yet. Hey y'all.
Okay, we got to engage the people. So we'll be right back in just
y'all.
a few moments. We are here to follow the instructions. For it is written, what is done unto the least of them has been done unto me. When I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was naked, did you clothe me? When I was in prison, did you write or visit me? When I was thirsty, did you give me something to drink? When I was a stranger, did you welcome me? We're going to help our fellow human. We're going to do all that we can to spread God's divine love throughout this land. In season and out of season, to help God's people will be the reason. Outreach goes beyond the walls of a building. We are Passionate Riders Outreach Ministries. Be bold, be unique, be the tea with a unique body oil fragrance from the Sensuality Fragrance Collection. The Sensuality Collection embodies a unique array of customized original scents created by Big Meech. Indulge yourself in such fragrances as eye candy, foreplay, anticipation, shower fresh, naked beauty, or pay homage to the motherland and choose an oil from our exclusive Wakanda collection. Over 17 different scents that will tantalize your senses. Order yours today. Log on to www.dishingtea.com for more information. Because remember, it's all about the tea. Sensuality, that is. We're not asking for your permission. We're not seeking your approval. We're claiming what's ours in the name of our ancestors. We are their answered prayers. This is more than a movement. This is a revolution. Black innocence. Order yours today. In a world full of chaos and confusion, you need a protection team that will satisfy your desire to feel safe and secure. And we have the solution. Kingdom Elite Security. Kingdom Elite Security provides its clients with the utmost excellence in executive protection detail, property and personnel protection, and observation and surveillance with dignity, integrity, and supreme professionalism. Kingdom Elite Security believes that everything is to be done in decency and in order to ensure the safest experience possible, no matter how complex the job. Call for your quote today. Dial 470-383-5978. That's 470-383-5978. Or email us at kingdomelite01@gmail.com. Kingdom Elite Security. The views and opinions expressed here on Dishing TV are strictly those of the hosts and guests of this program. They do not reflect the views and opinions or governing actions of any of the sponsors or affiliates of Dishing TV Entertainment, Artist First Entertainment, Big Guy ENT, Atlanta Hot Radio, Black GDP TV, or Diversity TV. Your viewing and listening discretion is advised. And we are back. If you're just tuning in, you are Dishing Tea with Big Meech, and that's Aunt Nikki up there, and the big guy allied down below that there is the big red fella. Ah, darling.
That's your only shit.
Okay. Now, you know what? Now, first off, let's get into this. Because usually, normally, and most of the time, you know,
that's a lot of time.
Yeah, it is.
Mostly.
Yeah, we deal with opinions and carrying on. And today we had to sit down with our mayor. Okay. College Park Citizens Association. We did a sit down with the mayor. And here's the one thing that I will say. Okay, that I'm gonna that I'm gladly going to say publicly, and that there is. I get so tired of politicians being politicians.
You told Harpo to hit me?
Okay, I get tired of politicians being politicians. Now, let me stress, she carried herself very well. The answer to her questions, her answers to our questions were very, very calculated, very well spoken.
It was the deflection for me. I'm not gonna sit up here and play.
Okay. But it was just that it became the whole kumbaya, you know, I'm with you. I'm still one of us, and we just need to come together and do this thing because, if we don't do this, she gave me the preacher, the political preacher. Okay. If I was standing in the pulpit, honey, she had to say, "Can I get a witness, honey?" Somebody would have said, "Okay,"
And
and she
I
had said,
the bullshit out of one of them.
Okay, if she had said, "Won't he do it?" the church would have backfired, backflipped. Okay, and all she needed was somebody to play the shout music, and everybody would have got to shouting. Okay, and one of the I get tired of politicians being politicians when the people just want a real answer.
And that was why what I asked her. But and even when I said that, you want to send it over to the other lady. I asked you.
Right. And
asked her. I asked you.
And so what we had was very that way. So here's the discussion piece. Don't do it. Because I should have took, what, damn it. See, you want to play games, right?
Oh Lord.
You want to play. Okay. But we got them. Okay.
Mayor Wonder Woman, how do you feel about pork bellies?
Look, bang, bang. That was her all day. Bang, bang, bang.
Right. Okay. But here's the question. And that there is, I want to take this across the board, in politics, in romantic relationships, in platonic relationships, in business relationships. Why is it that oftentimes we deflect instead of just telling the truth? Who
want to dance around on whatever?
Do we think we protected someone? Do we think that we need a little bit more time? If we need a little bit more time for the answer, why don't we just say, "Let me get back with you on that"?
Say that. Can I think about that for a minute?
Or better yet, if it's, I know for me, if it's my loved ones or whatever, and up pissing me off, give me a minute to process. Let me process first, because this ain't gonna come out right. Let me process this down for a minute, okay? Because I got to get it right. Okay.
And there's always that one that don't want to let you do it.
That don't want to let you do it.
You get it yours and everybody else's because I asked you.
You know what, Nikki, is people that are demanding with their inquisitive, inquisitive situation. Like they're demanding on an inquisition type way, like it's some type of detrimental punishment in their verbal, the way they reflecting their verbal. That's like me right now. Like, okay, here's a prime example. Meeks, who in the hell told you that you can go anywhere today and go see anybody without my damn permission?
You don't even got to deflect that one because at the end of the day, I'll be looking at you like you're crazy because at that point, I feel like that don't even deserve an answer. That's what I would be like.
Wait a minute, I did that completely wrong. Hold up.
Wait, what you needed?
The fuck I'm running for, nigga? No, we mute your mic. Shit.
But first and foremost, you had to take a minute to reflect on the answer. So you didn't let me finish. I want to answer now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's where he gets muted right then. That's what he's saying. You muted him too soon.
You get what I'm saying?
You give him a chance to say, "I want to know right now."
I want to know now. Nigga, you got a problem.
Did you put his ass out the broadcast? He done kicked my brother out the broadcast.
But you get what I understand what you're saying.
But yeah, but let me be very transparent. Let me be very transparent, because I know that in my robust personality that I can be very overbearing that way too. I know that I can. and that there is one of, I've been working on that for years because, you know, all of those who are in my inner circle that have experienced that with me, but and especially when I was younger, you know, because in my mind, I know what friend I am to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know that if you came to me, honey, I'm an open book, right? But there's a line from the movie, a Torch Song Trilogy. No, not a Torch, it's the Torch Song Trilogy, where Arnold and Ed had got into this argument, right? Arnold showed over at Ed's house, and Arnold not knowing that Ed was dating a female. Okay. Arnold come over and this, that, and the other, blah, the yakety. And he and Ed get to talking. And he said, and Arnold says, no, Ed says, it's not like I told you not to go out and see anybody else because I told you that I date other people. And Arnold says to him, if I have to accept that you're dating other people, then you have to accept that I'm not. Bam. Every time I get into my bullshit, my brand bullshit, that line rings in my head.
What the hell is happening?
Well, we got you. Are you buffering? Yeah, because you were buffering in.
Who, me?
You buffered on my end, yeah.
Yeah, and y'all buffered on mine, so I don't know who it was.
Child, whatever. We got something going on over here in our area.
My internet is strong. Like I'm
mine is too.
I don't know what's happening. It might be StreamYard.
It could be, but I think it's this area. I think it's our area.
Yeah.
You turn off your private jet when you came in?
This motherfucker.
Nigga didn't make it no better with the goblet though.
Oh,
right.
Fix it, Father. Fix it, Father.
So oftentimes, because see, like in my head, I know what kind of friend I am to you.
Right.
You know, and because I'm forthcoming and because I'm always this and because I talk, talking is my hobby, it ain't yours. You know. But God has a way of thumping me.
Yeah, she real cute like that. She real cute like that.
Oh God. Because most of the people who are in my inner circle are private people. I'm the loudmouth bitch. I'm the open book.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So because I'm the open book, I told them, my road dog, oh my God. Listen, it is sometimes hard having a conversation with him because when he's having a conversation and wants to talk, he doesn't name names, right?
Right.
And that drives me absolutely bonkers.
Because you try to figure out.
Well, not necessarily. It's not necessarily trying to figure it out. You know, most of the time it's to keep the flow of the story. If you don't want to tell me their real name, give me a name so I can sit down and know how to refer back to.
And that's so cool because you know everybody that tell their little stories now, like on YouTube and stuff. They be like, we're gonna call her Jane and we're gonna call him Derek, just to save whoever the people we talking about right there. Yeah,
so we can refer back to.
So he goes, old boy and them, and Gary and them, and not Gary and them, old boy and them, and
he'll go. Well, I was talking with somebody today, and then they said, but then the first person that I was talking to tell the story. And then I got too many persons.
Right.
I got too many. And I'm like, okay, wait. You know. So then
that's because that's somebody that wants to tell you something, but don't want to tell you something.
Exactly.
Right.
But what it is that I have to accept that's his form of communicating.
Right.
Okay. That's his form of communicating. That there is something, and if I push it, you know, if I put and see this.
But you know what? We just did it. So you can say, just for me to be able to keep straight what you saying, I'm gonna call that first one this, and I'm gonna call that one that, so that I can keep it formulated in my mind.
I've done that before, and one day he was in his feelings that it pissed him off that I did it.
Oh.
He was on one of his, that was a period day.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wow.
And then other times when I would play person A or person B, I would play that game, and then I have gotten to a point where his whole thing is I don't want to be telling nobody's business. I said, but it's not business. You're not telling nobody's business if it's just a A and B story, or if he's telling me a conversation that he had, he don't want to throw nobody under the bus and blah, 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 blah. He's very protective like that.
Well, that's
Okay.
good.
It's a good thing, but it wears me the fuck out at times because it's like,
But then you have to be that person to say, I understand.
I
But
am
just like I need to give you this, that drives me crazy.
I've given him that on a few occasions, and what happens is that there would make him become reclusive.
Then
And
you shut down.
because what happens is he'll tell me, you're not accepting me as I am. Why is it I got to go through all this just to make you happy with the story?
Yeah,
Or
but then that's the same thing of him saying that he's not accepting you.
Or how about this? There'll be moments, honey, where he know I'll be wanting the dirt, honey. But it's my story to tell. I'll tell it if I want to tell it.
Right.
Now in the beginning of all that bullshit, oh, honey, that used to drive me absolutely crazy.
But I think the mutual respect would be like, can we meet in the middle? Because it drives me crazy the way you tell a story, and it drives you crazy the way that I need to hear it. We can't meet in the middle on a mutual ground.
Listen, hey Jamita, what's going on, baby? How y'all doing out there in DC? Y'all all right?
Everybody okay?
BMO, not DC, Baltimore.
Baltimore. I ain't got crab cakes.
But I had to learn that. That took a little piece of a minute. Okay. And even now, there are moments where I'm like, okay, you know what? Okay. You and your feelings or whatever. Okay. I'm gonna let you have that. And whenever you feel like talking to me, you will. Okay, because I'm not finna to play this goddamn up and down game no more. When I did that with my bestie, and Carrie, no, I had to do that with my best friend, and I was like, bitch, listen, you doing shit that we did 30 years ago. Okay. But what you're expecting is that you want me to be there to hold your hand through this shit the same way. Bitch, I don't have time for that no more.
I have a relative like that. I have a cousin like this. This bitch still live in 1985. Bitch, if you don't grow the fuck up.
Okay. And I'm like, and here's where it is. I said, listen, because my bestie was one who loves this phrase. I just want the experience.
Yeah, well, back in the day, you grown now. You ain't got enough experience.
I just want the experience. Now, why would that burn the shit out of my damn biscuits?
Why? Tell us, Meech. Tell us.
It's because we will sit down and go through a whole plethora of things about a particular situation. This ain't no good for you, girl. Blah 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 blah. Da, 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 da. Girl, what you get on this? How you feel about this? Did y'all know I'm connected with the spirit?
You done gave the whole thing, and they still gonna do what they gonna do.
And they gonna do what the fuck they gonna do.
Don't waste my time like that.
And then, when it's all said and done, bitch, I'm not going nowhere. So now you expect me to have Band-Aids, mercurochrome, alcohol, cotton swabs, crazy
patch you all the fuck up.
Patch your bitch ass back the fuck up because you want the goddamn experience. So now, then on top of it, if I have an opinion about it, now I'm in your shit.
Oh, Father.
But you came to me.
Right?
Hard, what mama and grandma say? Hard head make a soft ass. Go ahead.
Honey, so earlier, we go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And that's my Bristol, honey. She know me and her have moved heaven and hell together. Right? And so now what has happened, and I won't say that we are estranged. What it is different because she's got to grow the fuck up.
Right.
And what it is, because I'm not Johnny on the spot on, running to go with bandage and gauze and carrying on.
You're not
This
as
girl don't know how to function.
as you used to be. You're not as accessible as you used to be.
She don't know how to function. And she said that you said, bitch, you know what? I said, what? She said, girl, I done got the sister I've always wanted, and now I don't know what to do with it. Now I don't know what to do with it. But girl, be careful what you ask for, because see, bitch, you've been asking for this for 30 years.
Right.
You've been asking for it for 30 years, and now you finally got it. Because why? Bitch, because I was dead on the table 9 years ago. I was dead on a fucking table, bitch. I'm not finna sit down here and come back to life and let God give me another chance at this, and then allow
you to stick it out of me.
Hello. We're not finna do this. Not that way. Not like that. Not like that. So, honey, here's where it is. Go have your experience, sugar. Go do it. Meet me on the back end. Tell me all about it, bitch. I can say that, girl. No, you did. Why'd your dumb ass do some shit like that? Because
just let me enjoy everything that done happened.
You would have already done it.
Yes, come back and give me the tea.
What you learned from it.
Right.
Versus me being in it with you. Because what I tell y'all before, in dealing with platonic relationships, with relationships, period. We are in that relationship together indirectly.
Right.
When somebody is coupled or whatever, and we in the inner circle, we in that relationship too.
We in it together.
Okay. If you're single and you're dating or whatever the case may be, bitch, I'm the one you're running to. The friends and stuff not going, the trade ain't gonna be there no more. When it's all said and done, or they ain't got what they wanted from you and are usually carrying on, they gone. Okay. They are gone. So now I'm the one that's here.
Right.
So go do what you're gonna do. Have your experience, girl. Come and tell me all about it. Bitch, we'll get a couple of bottles like we do.
And say that.
And we'll sit down here. I'll call you a whole bunch of stupid bitches. You know you were dumb as fuck for that shit. But this time, I'm not holding your hand going through it and watching you on a self-destructive pattern. And then I'm at home, the one that's going to do ulcer pains and headaches and shit, up here pacing the floor if you coming home at night.
Checking on your
checking on your bitch ass.
You okay?
And then for me to get, bitch, you on my shit. Okay, I'll tell you what, bitch. Yeah. Okay.
Mook in the kitchen cracking up. She heard. Oh, she been watching the whole show. Yeah, you heard she was up there. You was quiet about them cookies.
So that there is that. But the thing is this.
Nick,
as far as real talking is concerned, what is it that we can do? Because I know the residual effect is he got an understanding shit. And a lot of it is understanding, but then it's also my fears connecting onto it. Because oftentimes, I don't like having arguments, because when somebody yelling and carrying on, I feel like I done made you mad about something and I don't know what that is. Or if we mad, bitch, no, let's talk about this, because I don't like us being angry with one another.
I don't like to argue because I like to fight. So I don't want to argue with you because I'm 2 seconds from punching you in your mouth. And that's
I'll whoop your ass, Nikki.
I doubt it.
I'll whoop your ass. So, that's what you need, a good ass whoop.
For me, it becomes the whole idea of, it relates back to abandonment issues, because you're going to leave and carrying on and don't want to be friends no more. And, I've invested a lot of time in this and this, that, and the other. It used to bother me with my baby daddy, because he does that shit. You see, with him being all the way in another state, when he decided to get mad at me and carried on and decide not to call, And
then you'd be like, what about the baby?
And see, and I'm sitting here like, I know
I'm not
I'm
giving
that.
you that laugh. I'm not
Don't
giving
give
you
it
that
to me.
laugh.
I ain't fucking.
Ow!
I ain't fucking with you, man.
Wait. Oh shit. Oh, good evening. Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, listen, you don't whispered it that much. Come on, you could just say it yourself. Come on, she been whispering for like 3-4 seconds. Go ahead, say what you told me to tell him. Say what you told me to tell him.
Uncle Mitch, I wanted to say Uncle Mitch and Uncle Red, I love you guys, and I wanted to say hi and I miss you. And look, I made this picture for Daddy.
Oh, let me see what you did for Daddy.
Oh, that's nice.
This little
nice.
section right here.
You see what she said? I put the rainbow section right there.
I
All
see.
right, go ahead in the room. We still talking grown people talk. She was like, tell Uncle Meech. I said, she said, and there's Uncle Red in there too, because then you can tell him. I said, God damn it, you giving me too many damn messages. Tell him your damn self.
Too many he said, she said. Honey.
Yes.
I ain't no damn secretary.
Just,
Okay. I am burning up. Hold on, I got to turn on some air.
you have the hot flashes?
You on fire? Huh? You on fire?
You
No,
flash?
I'm not on fire.
Okay.
I'm not flashing because my fan is always on right here. Look.
No, I am flashing though, but it's probably
This girl is on fire.
Hey, Red, look, at like 4 o'clock in the morning last night, the electric went off. Let me tell you how I knew the electric went off, because instantly I felt that the fan wasn't there.
Oh, she said instantly.
I woke up like, what the fuck? But by the time I had a chance to figure it out and type it in, look, I done opened my eyes, type it into Georgia Power. By the time I got it in there, this shit came right back on. I don't know what the hell they got going on around here. That fan went off and my ass woke right like, hold the fuck.
What?
The fan got to be on. It got to be on. I be cold as shit in this motherfucker. The heat be on and the fan be on, okay?
Hey, well, I guess when you got your stuff going like that, you probably did wake up like that, like, what in the titty sweat? Like,
and what's so funny is, do you know that I don't really sweat? If I don't take stuff to sweat, like the pre-workout shit and shit like that, I don't sweat.
Really?
ooh, when you bust that,
We got to be outside.
That nigga gonna be in a wetsuit. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
That nigga gonna be like,
Yep. For real, I might be like, we need to just go and get on the floor.
be like, nigga, when you hit that, your hips gonna get wet.
Okay. Hey, Amy.
Apply that pressure. Hey, Amy.
Okay.
My sister
Jump
said
up on
pressure
me.
bust pipes.
See?
It's gonna be a flood up in this. Noah, build the ark. We need a new one.
Hey,
Well.
some tell me the nigga get a hold of nigga. They gonna be up in the morning. She gonna be like, where the nigga go? He gonna be in there whipping them eggs. I didn't know if you like your pancakes like dark and fluffy.
Right. How you like your eggs? Okay.
Okay, so getting back to what you was talking about.
Yeah.
What's communication? And I don't want to go into too much of what actually happened this morning, but I will say this, Red, did what I said afterwards. I was like, she gonna cry in the car.
That was funny.
Baby, and when I start hearing some of the other questions, now I will tell you guys, my brother handles his hoe, because what I know what he wanted to say, but what actually came out of his mouth was so eloquent. It was amazing. But I promise you, she ain't catch that whole forecast, because it wasn't shade, Red. That shit was a whole goddamn overcast. She didn't get it. But The other people, I'm not gonna mention no names, we'll tell you later. The other people with the questions, in my mind, I'm sitting there like, I gotta still work on my poker face, okay? Please warn me when you gonna be saying shit like this, because I'm sitting on the front row like,
all I know
Well,
is this. He told me what was going on in advance. He told me like we had like 2 conversations it was subject where you had to go, what you was doing. Yeah, about 2 or 3 conversations about you had to go to the store and all that. We didn't talk about where you was headed this morning. Not once did I ask him about going. I wanted to.
Well, you know,
but
I'm in
know.
attendance now because I'm actually on the social.
No,
I'm in the
it wasn't about it. It wasn't about being in attendance. It was about being in the same room with this heifer because I don't like her. Okay.
And I keep getting that. The census is.
And I just wanted to know.
I keep hearing people say that.
I did. To be honest with you, it was because of my brother. Why I bit my tongue on saying, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go with you," because I knew once I got there. Oh, I'm not wasting a trip to College Park at all. I'm not gonna wait. It's gonna be monumental. I'm not. Hey, how you doing? I'm glad to see you made it. Don't really like the fact that you're the mayor. That's how I'm gonna be talking.
Didn't disappoint. There was somebody else in your kind of fashion. Trust and believe. Ignorant as hell, but it was funny. It was definitely comical.
No, I wasn't going. I was going to be.
But the questions.
What they call it, nice tea. I was going to be nice tea.
The questions were fair. Even I asked the question, and my question basically was, like, we don't want to be politic too. What about the regular people who don't understand about these tax laws and tax breaks, and you're breaking ground here and you're doing that? What about the people who don't understand that stuff? And you're talking this way to them, and it's going over their head.
Right.
Where's the conversation on layman's terms for the just regular everyday people? You know, I can translate. I can talk that way, or I can talk this way. And I
like
understand both.
I'm like you, because I'm that person. I'm that person where I would have got up and told her, quit talking over the people here and start talking to the people so the people can find a way to connect with you. Because until then, you are temporary. I would tell her that.
Well, it was a bunch of deflection. I liked her. What's that lady's position?
She's the city manager.
The city manager.
Everybody gets in these positions,
She's
man.
from the
they don't know.
And she read the city manager is from the Chi, and she was giving it to her straight. Like, look, we ain't gonna have.
You got a person sitting over here right here that knows nothing.
I'm giving it to him.
Nikki, I'm like you. You got a person sitting right here in the same room with you that knows nothing about diversified dividends and budget cuts. They know nothing about that.
How about
all they want to know is why the crime is so much where they live and why them big ass potholes is in their complex. Ain't nobody fixed them. Why they get speed bumps over there, but we can't get them for our kids over here.
Right. Right.
And I don't need no political ass answer. Because then tell me where my damn taxes is going.
Okay.
On her per sheets.
It's going to War 1. Oh, sorry.
Now, let's do this because I'm going to share this, and that there is, honey. One of the dudes there has asked me to do something, child.
What you showing?
About coming on Wednesdays, honey.
Is he gonna pay you?
Wednesday thing. Oh, okay.
He wants me to, and he wants me to come on and be the voice of College Park, and just deal with College Park, this, that, and the other. Everything College Park is what we're going to discuss over there. And I'm like, I'm gonna hold up, honey, because see that there could be. Now I'm gonna tell you what I know. But what dropped in my spirit when he said that, because I wasn't.
I was going to say, tell me, because remember I was supposed to be coming too. So what dropped in your spirit?
Well, this is what dropped in my spirit is that I don't know if he and Tracy talked, but this is also a part of this political grooming. Do I did he? Okay, Because remember what he said. He said, I help folks win elections, honey. Everybody who ran a campaign here in College Park got to
I
come
don't know
to
why you keep on being afraid of this situation, but I'm
Okay.
gonna need you to go on and jump. So if this is the first step, then it's the first step. Stop acting like that. You ain't never been scared of nothing else. Why you scared now? Stop.
You know what? No, Nikki, that is not Nikki. That's a real Detroit nigga, and that's not exactly what you got to come to. You know what motivates him? Man, quit being a punk ass nigga. Do your thing. Take
Well,
over.
basically, it was almost like that today.
Now what? Now what?
It was almost like that. It was almost like that. So we ain't gonna let you talk yourself out of that.
Now what? Huh? Quit being a punk.
Look, since I'm supposed to be coming too, no, you can't talk yourself out of that. You gonna get it from the side.
I want to fight you, man.
Sometimes you make like you scared to walk into your greatness, and I need for you to not.
And you know what? I have a little trepidation with it because, you know,
I've been telling you for a year that they grooming you to be the mayor. Get rid of that bitch.
And somebody asked her, was she gonna run for re-election?
That bitch gonna run to the next county.
But she definitely, she ain't getting no definite. Yes, that bitch know that nobody want her ass there tomorrow. Well, I definitely have to discuss it with my husband, girl.
She accidentally fell into that seat, bro. Come on, she was nobody super duper about her. Ain't no holidays about that woman. I remember that whole election.
Okay, well, that it's very interesting. We had a very interesting discussion. Talking with DC, honey, that was a very interesting conversation with him. Very interesting conversation with him. And then wanted to take on this the moniker. He said, "Damn," he said, and then he was like, "I'll even give up my Wednesday for you."
That's what he said.
I said, "Damn."
And you know what I just said tonight? I'm gonna be honest with you. Tonight, we were over here going over some stuff, and if you hadn't noticed, ministry-wise, I've been flooding the social media tonight. We've all been doing it.
Right.
Okay. But tonight you came up, and the subject was your political position and standpoints in College Park. And we talked about that, and I was kind of educating them on who you are. Because a lot of people don't understand. You know, they know you, the great guy that they fall in love with, and you know what I'm saying, you like family, all that, boom, boom. I said, but let me doggone give you something out here out the back of the book.
Not the back of the book. Okay.
And when I started breaking down to where you've been, who you are now, and where you should be going, because you're on that path.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't veer from that. Don't run from who you really are, man. Because you care.
I do. I really do. I really do. So much so, too. I don't know if I told everybody. Y'all know, for those of y'all know my rent situation and stuff, it's time to renew this lease. And I got one more good year because we're trying to get all of my paperwork and stuff in alignment so that I could get ready to purchase. So because of that, the update is instead of them going up $254 or $255, they're only going to go up $150. And that was the cheapest that they were going to go. Okay, that was the cheapest. So now that's going to take me right up to $1,000 for this apartment. Okay, the same 700 square foot apartment that I've been living in for the last almost 14 years. No, it is 14 years. As of February 8th, I moved in here on February 8th, 2008. Okay, so
I want to ask you something, man.
Yeah.
And I want Nikki, because Nikki, she watched her. Okay. Have you not paid attention to the spiritual growth that is being laid upon us, even in our professions and what we do?
I know. Yeah.
Have you not paid attention to this? I'm gonna go ahead. Let me open everybody's eyes up to something. My circle now has become a powerful circle of clergy and politicians on this side.
Right.
As well as you knowing everybody politically on that side. You know what I'm saying? the people now, it's like my phone rings and it's bishops and apostles. And you know, these people got 32 churches and stuff like that. And our ministry being a 33rd, you know what I'm saying? We're going into being the 33rd seat.
Right.
This is across. That means we're connected to somebody in Uganda. Come on, bro.
Right. Right.
You're in this circle, Meech. Your name comes up as we move this ministry and this car club. So imagine that. Look where you sitting at. Look where the availability. Y'all. Look where you look. Your running mate is right there. There's your buddy right there. She's there. She's dead there with it, and she with it.
Okay.
So you got to look at it like this. The transition. Look, last year this time, our circle was not powerful like this.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You feel
and
me?
I push him because I've been telling him since last year that I want to learn more about all of this stuff.
I remember
So
when
yes,
you
I push him
first
because
said
he knows it, and his voice is powerful.
Nikki, let me tell you how well I listen to you. That conversation started when we were discussing the line that you sit on in your house, or what county you in and what county you're
Remember,
not. That's
Right.
where the conversation started.
Right. Yeah.
Brother, this is it's getting set up for that, bro. And think about this. This lady closed down a whole state park for us.
Right.
She didn't say this section for 6 hours you can have.
Right.
She put it in the city system that the park is closed that day, and got sheriffs on shift to block the front entrance.
Right.
I had to call her too.
But here's the awesome thing. We wasn't nobody. They was running us off the grass and everything last year. Remember that?
Yeah.
Now this year they shut down a whole city park, gave us all the mainstream media, and gave us all the security we need because the police force and the sheriff departments are now working for us that day.
Right.
Bruh, you was in the room with the mayor this morning.
Yeah.
I'm having meetings with bishops like all last week and this week. I'm having meetings with bishops and apostles and people covering us. And I got bylaws. I got 3 people that offered their church on off days for us to start doing church indoors if we felt like it.
Wow.
Bruh, I see it. Nikki see it. Open your eyes, bro.
I definitely do.
You ain't by yourself, buddy.
He sees it. He sees it. He's
ain't
scared
by
of
yourself,
it,
man.
but he ain't gonna be.
Scared of it. He ain't scared of it.
We got your back, and you know we're not gonna let you fall. So that it don't even
This
matter.
ain't 3 the soft way, baby. This 3 the hard way. 3
You better
the
tell
hard
him
way.
again.
You're right. Yeah.
You better tell him again.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to
And it's not always that it got to be the very big seat first.
Oh no.
But it needs to be, because your voice needs to be heard. There are so many things that get overlooked. And there are so many things that when politicians are running for office, I'm going to speak for this and I'm going to speak for that.
Right.
And then when they get there, because remember, that was one of the questions to her today. You said, we ain't saying none of that.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that when you get in there, you can't do everything. But I feel like, well, then be honest and say, hey, I'm going to look into these things, and then I'm going to give you back what I get about it.
Right.
Don't go say, I'm going to change this, and then you get in there and you really can't change that.
Right, and that's what it is.
Like you're one of those people
And
that
you got to remember the bullets and the guns they give you. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about this. He has allowed us to do our thing in the motion that we need to do it. Nikki was able to finagle and get in there and get her master's degree and everything, all within us on doing this stuff.
Yep.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? These are things, little things that pop up. Oh, well, she can't administratively, she has to have a degree in some type of business or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right here.
All this stuff is happening for a reason. You know, last year this time, Meech, I'm going to tell you something about yourself. You didn't know how to read them contracts.
I didn't like reading them, but yeah.
No, you didn't know how to read.
He said that he don't like to read them.
You didn't like to read them, but you didn't know how to really read them. But then all of a sudden, you learned and got involved, and you tackled them contracts, and you knew what to make, what points to make, what not to make.
Yeah.
You knew how to scratch them. You know how to mark them and everything. That was your training. Your Rocky. You was getting stronger now. You don't know. That stuff was feeding you, because everything we don't like to do, sometimes it's something we have to do in order to go.
Yeah, that I know.
You know you ain't lying about that. Remember,
that's true.
I can give y'all the best story about that. Y'all know I love sci-fi. Which is if it's a superhero, some witchcraft, some goddamn ghosts.
Okay.
I love all that shit except zombies. Don't ask me why I don't like zombies. I don't know, but all that shit except zombies. And when I was in screenwriting too, VW said, I said, oh, I really love sci-fi, but I just don't think that I can write it. She said, oh, well, that's what you'll be writing through this whole class. Not only did I write it, but I have the production company who wants to produce it.
Right.
Creole Queens came from BW saying, oh, you think you can't write that? And baby, when I start typing, the shit just start coming alive.
Yeah.
Coming alive. Me and Cole did a table read the other day of just the first 30 pages, right? Because at first I wanted to do 30-minute episodes, and then Lee said, no, give them 10-minute episodes and leave them on a cliffhanger every time. So every 10 pages, you like, oh, snap. We read that thing, and I hadn't looked at it since I first wrote it. Me and Cole sat in that dining room the other day and said, damn. She said, Mom. I said, girl, your mama can write, huh? She said, Mom.
Okay.
Said, yo. So it is out of the things that we think we can't do, baby.
Right.
I went from my daughter sitting at the table teaching me how. I was sitting there, man. I never forget it. I was about to look like one of them little kids, like Marquise crying at the table with the math, when they stuck me with all that math, and I hadn't done math in forever. And I'm sitting there with Diamond, and Diamond trying to tell me these formulas and stuff in order to doggone make it right, and I couldn't figure that stuff out. And when I went to that school, and I said I made somebody move. I put a bully roll. I walked to the front of the class. And I said, excuse me, I need to sit right here. Oh, man, that's where I sit all the time. I said, bro, I wasn't even asking you.
Bro, I need to sit right here. I told you I need to sit right here.
No, I said, I wasn't even asking you. I told him like that. I said, so you need me to help you move the stuff?
Yeah.
And he got up. I sat there. And when she came in, she looked like, oh, you're up front? I said, I sat up front because I knew repetition is key at the front. Whatever you're telling us, you're writing it down. So I'm sitting right across from your desk. So if I can see you explain it here, write it here, take it from here, go back to there, bring it back here, I'll have twice the chance of picking it up. And the minute I caught the doggone first formula, A in the class.
Right.
And here in high school, I hated science. I don't know why. I think because in 9th grade, the teacher we had was like so boring. He was like the clear eyes man. So I wasn't interested. He didn't make it interesting enough for me. So I would just do enough to pass. And when I first went to college for the behavioral health stuff, and I got environmental science, y'all, I got so damn scared. Y'all know I got a perfect score in that damn class. And the professor said, what was you scared of? It was the way he taught it. Yep. He made the class fun. Remember when I say the acronyms and stuff for the curse words, and I know the origin of them, it was that professor who told us. There was that professor. It had nothing to do with our stuff. Well, no, one of the things, because shit means ship high in transit. That's where the word shit comes from, because when they would move manure on the boats, they used to have it below deck. It's gas. They would blow up.
Right.
So then that's where the word came from. Ship high in transit. Thank you, Mug. But he made the class fun, and I got a perfect score in a class that I thought I probably wasn't even going to barely pass.
Okay.
It's the things that we pushed out of our fears. You know what I mean? Push or out of our, not fears all the time, but our uncomfortable spots. You know what I'm saying? Something is just uncomfortable because if VW wouldn't have never said, well, you're going to write that just because you think that you can't, I probably wouldn't have never been able to.
Right.
I need somebody. I'm telling you, when we go to start filming and stuff, I'm going to need somebody who's so incredible with special effects and stuff like this. Because when I tell you the way I wrote this stuff, that's how crazy it is. And I think I might have still just been in here watching goddamn Star Trek and the Flash and Naomi, and you know what I'm saying, as opposed to being able to really formulate the words and stuff to do that myself. I might have just still been watching it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like because your voice is the voice of the people. We talked about this today. You coming as not just a man, but a black man and a black gay man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There are voices that need to be heard, and people don't need fake promises. What they need is to know that somebody's going to listen.
But you know what, too, and this is something that I want to do as well. That there, I need to see our gay community here in College Park because we have a number of gay businesses here, and black-owned gay businesses. And I need to see how many of them are actual residents of College Park.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also want to see how many, I just need to call that out to see what we're looking like, to see what our numbers are.
Well, some of them days when we ain't got nothing to do, we need to get up and just go take down the data.
Yeah. And I'm wondering,
if you got something to do and I ain't got nothing to do, tell me where you need me to go and what you need.
Should be. I don't know if that's census information or not. And I need to gather that information because I'm still trying to do something very powerful here in College Park with our gay community. The one thing is I need to get a consensus that we need to have a black-owned gay bar here on the South Side, here in College Park.
But is it still hard for people to get those? Like I know up in Philly and stuff like that, it's so hard to get the liquor license. You gotta like be grandfathered into the stuff and all kinds of stuff.
That might be, but liquor licenses here in College Park that they have certain criteria. Right. Okay. And like now, let's take Central Station that's over here.
Mm-hmm.
Central Station has a liquor license, but they're deemed like a restaurant.
Right. Okay, I was going to say, if it's a restaurant, if they sell food, sell food, right.
Right. Okay. And carrying on. And that might be the way around it, just to have a little something, just a little like a burger fry kind of thing.
Right.
To go with a cocktail. But we need something here in College Park that will solidify that on the South Side. Because
the spaces are there. We ride past them all the time.
Yeah, we do. Now the question becomes: is it College Park that's going to take it, or just the city of South Fulton? South Fulton got much more buildings, like down Old National and carrying on that are abandoned and things.
Yeah,
to where they can it's already zoned for businesses and bars carrying on.
Okay,
and folks can sit down there. We could actually have something that's ours on the South Side, that's going to be real cute. And I would love to see a sports bar. Of course, I want some place where there's a drag show going. Okay, just so that it would give it'll give something. I don't necessarily need a dance club.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because see, dance clubs brings about all the other elements. Yeah. Okay, all the other elements, and I don't want that. I just need a nice place where the girls can come and do a show on certain nights. We got sports bar, kind of activity and carrying on. And for those of the older children who want to come out and have a cocktail,
old school hip hop R&B, old school house,
right. I need to get involved with our colorful community. So if y'all have ideas, let me know. Okay. So nonetheless, those are some of the things that I would like to
1 second, y'all. I like chastise y'all niece. I feel like I felt like she might have been flipping off my bed or something in there. I felt like she was coming through the walls.
Oh, so that there is that. Let me go to one of these little cards, child, because yeah,
Ain't no comments tonight. Ain't nobody talked about nothing.
uh-uh.
Y'all ain't said nothing.
No.
I want to just publicly say our guests as of late have been amazing.
Okay.
The conversation of the guests and the direction and stuff that we've been in, the informational part, I love it. Dish and Tea has been amazing. We're always amazing. But I love like how, especially the other day when the doctor was here.
Yeah.
That was so informative. It's been on my spirit since we got off the air.
I knew he was going to blow up like that. That's why I've been working on getting him for a long time to come here on the show. Yeah. For those of y'all who are still here with us, next Friday, the 25th of March, 2022, we will be having Mr. Chris Matthews here. He is a relationship guru. Well, no, I don't want to say guru. He is a relationship counselor. Okay.
Wait, the 22nd?
25th.
25th. Oh, that's the day of my virtual graduation.
Okay. So we're gonna get into this and if you're same gender loving, if you're same gender loving, honey, that's gonna be cute because that's going to be absolutely wonderful. You know what? You're right. We need to go back to really filming our episodes, lights, camera, action. You're absolutely right. And see, and here's where this is because of the dynamics. I was telling you about my rent going up $150. We may have to go back to 1 day a week because I may have to take on some extra hours so that I can keep everything afloat. And so if that's the case, we may not be live within the next few months. We may have to be
go back to
pre-recorded and being taped.
Because the same with me and Cole too. We might, stuff about to change up.
Yeah, we the vicissitudes of life are upon us, and we may have to change over and do a figure eight around a couple of things. But nonetheless, we will definitely be here. Even if we have pre-recorded stuff, we'll upload it to the YouTube and to Black
and
TV.
we'll go back, and we'll go back and respond to any comments that pop it up.
We'll come back and respond to the comments and et cetera, so that you guys can stay informed. But that's coming down the line.
Right. And as well, car club season is starting, so we might have events that we'll be at. So as opposed to maybe just a few minutes of a big beach moment, but we might be able to go live a little bit from where we are, but to have actual shows or interviews and stuff up for you guys.
Right. And see, here's something too, because see, at some of the car club events, some of these questions, like I'm finna read this question here, we'll be able to do live there because that's gonna be the ha ha ha. For instance, let's take this question here. How much of your income should you give to charity, and what charity should you give to?
That's on one of them cards?
Yes, it is.
I feel like you should give to whatever charity is on your heart. I don't think it should be a specific charity. I feel like if you woke up that morning and the Heart Association was on your heart and you had some money for them, send to them.
Okay.
I don't feel like nobody should tell me.
Just like I haven't had this discussion. That's a good question. I haven't had this discussion. Well, see, that's what I mean. This universe is turning, man. Look, I haven't had a discussion, but the show after that, the autism show. Remember, we were doing the show where we were supposed to merge everything. It's supposed to be sickle cell and autism and all that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I didn't. So when I looked at everything, I said, okay. There was a head bumping thing when it came to the donation thing. So I said, okay. In the bylaws that I have for the outreach ministry, right? I have a thing called mentors and motors. That's the sickle cell one.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah. I get
okay.
it.
Got it.
We're doing a whole nother car show or car setup, mentors and motors.
Okay.
And
You
Okay.
know, I got BIM.
Hmm?
Remember, we talked about my nonprofit, the Black Educated Melanated Moneymakers.
Okay. I'm saying, but we're
Okay.
gonna put all it together. That's what I wanted to make sure that we had our covering first before I bought it out. So this is the first time I'm bringing it to y'all. But the bylaws are done, and we have our covering by bishops from Christ Way Ministry, so we're covered. So I just now that mentors and motors is gonna be
Explain what covering means.
okay. Covering is pretty much when you're building a ministry or a church, right?
Uh-huh.
There has to be representation of people in the seated positions of Christianity. You know what I'm saying? So that means you were talking about apostles and bishops. They will be the ones, like they will be almost like the overseers of your ministry.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? Those will be the ones that feed into you spiritually. They'll make sure that everything you got going on is in line. Paperwork is set up properly. If they see you missing something, they'll show you how to get it. If they have teachings and classings, they'll make sure that the people involved with you that want to have these classes will be able to be in those classes and elevate themselves, you know what I'm saying, education wise to those levels. They make sure that your ministry doesn't fail.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they're pretty much like the spiritual fathers or mothers per se of your ministry.
Oh, okay.
They don't dip in your pockets. They're not micromanaging you. They're not, you know what I'm saying?
When you would say it before, I guess in my head it just sounded like a blessing. So I didn't know that it was deeper than that.
Basically,
It's pretty much the same as that, but it's deeper.
Okay.
Than
Okay, like
you
they
know,
were giving you the blessing. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to be. I wasn't sure. That's why I was like, "Yeah, it's explained." So I didn't
and just like you're saying, it's kind of like, you know, they become our adoptive parents.
Okay,
right.
cool. Okay,
You know,
And it's great that we were picked up by Bishop Briggs and his wife, you know what I'm saying, as covering because of the multitude of their connections. Like, it's like that no weapon formed against me. Like, soon as somebody see that we're covered by them, they like, y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? They don't want the problems.
you know.
You feel me? Or they want to be involved with what you have going on because they know that they're going to make sure that we're elevated in the right direction. Everything politically and spiritually and financially will be in order.
Right.
I know. I think April 1st starts it. You guys always know that I always say that I'm spiritual. I do not conform to any religion, but I was born into Islam and a bigger. Our family is probably like 40% Muslim, 40% Jew, and then 20% Christian. So you will find that I will acknowledge things from Islam and Judaism. And so April 1st starts Ramadan. Now, since I was a little kid, there's only been a few times when I was actually able to fast. I would try to, but because I was always sick or had to take medication, I can't. Even if you drink water past the sun coming up, that's breaking it. So, and the fast is from sun up to sundown. So for people and women always have to break it at least once because it's a 6-week thing. You know, a woman, there's always going to be at least 1 week where she has to break it. So the rules for people who can't do it and stuff like that has always been about charity. So especially back in Philly, like I used to go to the meat markets and stuff, like the real Italian markets and stuff, and buy cases of this and cases of that, and I would take it to different shelters and stuff like that, you know, to be able to give back. So I haven't formulated what me and Cole and Lily probably will be doing, but once I get it together, I'll let everybody know. And if anybody wants to join me in whatever it is, if it ain't nothing but going to talk to some people, talk to some kids, you know, like remember me was talk about reaching out to the old folks. So it's going to be something that we really do for the other thing, but I might want to just go.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, these are the things that are important to me. I don't know. Like I know, like you got autism, I got sickle cell. Everybody, who? What are some of the other things that are passionate for everybody else? Because what I think the direction that I think, and we can talk about this, is that whose ever thing it is, let them take the lead, and we support them. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Let them take the lead, and
But
we
the
support.
only thing is with that mentor, that motor and mentor thing being focused on that, you would be the one pouring into it. So it would be like, okay, by DJ, by the car part of it, DJ being a PRO, you would be guiding her to the no-nos and the yeah-yes. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? It would be your push because it's your thing.
Right.
Like I've been pushing her on this end of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do that on that. You are.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna have to talk and formulate it all together because I knew in my head there are some things that I want to do, but I also have something that I feel like spirit is telling me that needs to come before that. And I'll talk to you about it off the day. It's just as important. It's just as important.
Okay.
Because we do have some times when we have to do the older people, the children, and I definitely want to be involved with the domestic battery situations. I want to
Listen,
be involved with that.
look, spirit just told you.
Oh, okay.
Spirit just told you.
You understand what I'm saying?
It just there it is.
Yeah.
Y'all think we be playing? Y'all see how this connection go? I didn't say a damn word. He said it.
See. Okay. Okay. One of my passions is I need to talk with big men because, and which is why I'm glad that we had the doctor on the other day when we talk about men's health, because one of the things about big men is that we have to look at our mental health and then we have to break down those walls. A lot of us are identified by our size.
Yeah.
You know, we big chief, big man, yo, tiny, we all are identified by it. And I know when I had lost all of my weight, and y'all see I've gained some of it back. When I lost all of it, number one, because of how it was, and I wasn't able to work out or whatever, I felt frail. Number two, I didn't look like myself. Number three, I felt like my identity was stolen because now at 500 pounds, I was half of that. Now 260, 270, 280 is nothing to squeeze at. That's nowhere near little. But when I was once mega meat,
I was getting ready to say, but it's little.
It became that. And so I had went to DC Pride that year after my surgery, and the way how they was holding me and hugging me and carrying on, I just felt like I was out of place. And oftentimes a lot of big men won't lose the weight because they're afraid of what their identity would be without it. Oftentimes too, in the romantic department, we all you cute. If you just lose some of that weight, you be fat. We get that a lot. Or the same fucker that hollered at us, talked about us, how big we were, whatever the case may be. Now that we dropped the weight, now I'm the catch me out. Now I'm fuckable. Now I'm, worth their time or whatever. Fuck you. No. Okay. But a lot of that has to do, mental health in that department with the man of size is one of my passions. And y'all know I can't stand ignorant ass big boy fashions. If you got that shirt on and it does not pass the fat boy test, what is the fat boy test, you ask?
I'm showing y'all. Look, we showing y'all.
And you ain't got to use both hands. You could use just one hand.
If your shirt is up,
if you put on a shirt and you raise your motherfucking hand,
The hem of my shirt is still past my waist.
You better know it, damn it.
Or if you feel air or know that something has different, if you can see your undershirt, because that motherfucking shirt is too small.
My shirt ain't moved.
Mine
You understand? It's too small, too short. Yes. A lot of that, we need to learn how to dress better. The whole idea of being regal about our size until you do better. Because right now, this is the body that you have until it changes, whichever way it goes. So let's honor it. Let's make it look the best that it can and as best possible until you start doing whatever it is that you want to do to change if you don't like it. Because some of us like it. If you like it, okay, that's fine. And let's keep it at its optimum. Let's understand, if you have an allergy to aluminum, you can't wear antiperspirant, honey, because you get the big knots up under your arm. You got to go back to regular deodorant. But if you use a regular deodorant, sugar, you're going to have to go back and either redo, or you're going to have to mix some cornstarch with your deodorant. Okay, put them under there, honey, so that it holds.
Yep.
Those are some of the secrets that we have to tell. All of us got those of us who got man titties, you may not like them. I adore mine. Okay. You sweat just like women. We talking about titty sweat earlier. That ain't nothing cute. Titty sweat is nothing cute, and it feels icky.
And especially if it show up on your clothes.
Oh, okay.
That's not
cute.
You
have to understand what that is, child. Hell, sometimes you may have to put a little cornstarch up on your goddamn titties, honey.
Hell yeah. Oh, I tell you what. Remember that stuff I told you? The Gold Bond powder spray.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Baby.
Keep it nice and dry.
It goes on like a dry. It's spray.
Yeah.
But it's Gold Bond. It's medicated and stuff like that. So it'll keep you dry, keep you clean, and you won't be funky.
And also, we have to learn how to dry ourselves off. A lot of us, we end up, you end up with skin tags and carrying on because you ain't drying off properly. I know I got a few, and I'm trying to figure out where the fuck they come from. And I'm talking about it because I'm like, where the hell did that damn thing come from? Maybe because I done sat and scooched and
right. Like if you damp because you want to put in something to lock in the moisture, that's one thing. But when you're not drying yourself,
right,
this is how you get raw
in between your legs when you know how you're chafing.
You will get raw.
That's why you get boils up on your titties and shit because you're wet. You're not drying off like you thought you were. You got to get up under that flap, honey, and get up in them flaps. So these are some of the things, and it sounds funny, it may sound facetious, but a lot of times in our rush to get dressed, you think because you done and dried that you done dried off, and most of the time you forget the crevices. Okay. And that's where the sweat come in, and that's where a lot of problems and stuff come in. So that's one of my things about big men, because I get tired of us looking slovenly. Okay, I get tired of that. I get so tired of that. How'd you know he gets on my goddamn nerves? Where he likes to let his belt flap just hang. As he put his belt on, he don't tuck it all the way in on the well, he's gotten better with it now. But when I first met him, I'm like, boy, if you don't take that goddamn belt, and his thing was, he said, stop fucking with me. Can I have my fantasy of having a big dick? I said, nigga, that's a belt. Nigga, they know it's a belt. There ain't no damn dick.
I'm so done right now. Can I have my I am so done. No.
Oh, my God.
No.
That's what you said, honey. And maybe I
You should have never told me
but
that.
You know what, Mitch? The things, just the little things like that can be like a 10-minute video.
Mm-hmm.
of you giving out certain tips. I'll do it for the ladies too, because sometimes I'll be mad too. Like if I don't have no belt on, because now I have an underbelly. That's what I get for I lost all the goddamn weight. And now I feel like a fat pig because I didn't gain it all back, but there's a lot of it back. I was looking, my little brother sent me a photo book that he wasn't able to keep, where he
Right.
is up at the jail because my sister had put too many pages in it. Child, I looked at a picture that wasn't that long ago, and it was me, my mom, and my sister, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Bitch, it was me. I guess I was this big.
Well, you know what? And that's another thing that I think we need to look at too. And that there is, getting into an exercise regimen. I know you in the gym, red and carrying on, but I know I've been talking about it, but I've got to get diligent now because I don't want to buy no more clothes.
My thing is the initial start.
Yeah.
All I need is one day. Like I'm not that person. Once I start going the first day, it's over with. I'm going every day. But I haven't been since COVID. Y'all know we ain't been to the gym.
Right.
That was my thing because when I go to the gym, it's not just about me working out. I mean, I am working out, but in the workout, it's clearing my mind. It's where my ideas come from, my writing and stuff like that. So I think I haven't, and I believe that I haven't written anything new because I haven't been in the space. Even when I get on the bike and stuff here, it's not the same atmosphere.
Right.
Now, there's some people that say, well, I'd rather work out in my house because I don't want nobody to see me, because I'm all big. Baby, the gym is my motivation. I'd be like, fuck these skinny bitches in here. And I ain't leaving till when they leave first.
Right.
That's my motivation. And everybody is different, but it is our health. And for us, it's not even so much of just the weight, it's the health.
Right.
It's the actual health of it all. Being able to get up and down them steps. I go to Cole be like, Mom, come up here. I'll be like, girl, the devil is a damn
girl.
lie.
No, wait a minute. It's steps. Bitch, wait a minute. Check this. Y'all finna laugh at me. Girl, I was sitting up here, I was watching a TikTok, right? And the bitch was trying to get in there, to do the partition. Everybody went. I tried to go down, bitch. My knees locked up on me so goddamn bad.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying we need to do it, but I keep thinking about the one that I did where that girl flipped over her chair and all kinds of stuff. I said, bitch, no.
Girl,
but you know what? My sister does way more than me, and honey, she did it.
It's not about the weight. What it is because of not moving.
That's what it is, and she's moving all the time. She has better balance. I be feeling like now I do suffer from, and it doesn't happen all the time, but anybody who's ever suffered with vertigo knows that sometimes that shit will catch you off guard. And I don't want to flip over just thinking I'm cute tomorrow, and then I'm on the goddamn floor.
Girl, I was sitting on there trying to slide on down real slow. Bitch, my niece said, you can't go. You can't go like you think. I used to say drop it like it's hot. Then I said drop it like it's lukewarm.
Like
bitch, we ain't even dropped it. We ain't dropped shit, honey. We let it stay right there. Okay.
I say drop it and leave it there.
See, would they drop
it and leave it there?
Okay.
Listen, because that's where it's gonna be, Red. Because listen, I can still drop it like it's hot. Now getting the fuck back up is the problem. You understand?
Right. I was like, oh no.
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that happened to me at the gym. Good God Almighty.
And that's funny because me and Cole said we was gonna come over there.
I went to the doggone, you know how the crossbar where you put the weight on, you pull the weight down, and you got the seat right there. Mm-hmm. Well, I really didn't realize how strong I was. I should have put some more weight on it. So when I put that weight on there, I pulled that thing straight to the floor. I was on the floor.
Wait, Red, I'm gonna tell you the one machine that's straight down the middle is about maybe 3 rows before you get to the basketball court. You know, the one that you put your knees on and
yeah.
bet one time. almost flew halfway across LA Fitness. I said, you know what? And one of the trainers back then, that was Kevin, because I still call up my nephew to this day, because he got boot camps. I said, the hell with you? You trying to kill me? He talking about TT, ain't nobody trying to kill you. Come on back. I said, fuck you today. I ain't even feeding you later. No.
Okay, let me ask you this question. I'm sure you thought about this walking into that LA Fitness.
Mm-hmm. Well, shit, I worked there, so I walked in there every day.
Okay, well, all right. Well, this right here is a question you probably had when you first walked in there. Why in the hell is all the bikes and treadmills up 3 flights of steps?
You know what? When I first started going, before I worked there, because I was going there for about 2 weeks before I started working there. That one there used, it's not there anymore, because there was a bike in the back and a treadmill and an elliptical right outside the basketball court. For some reason, I always got there.
That's there. That's there. You can get there, but the whole row of all the rows and all that.
Yeah, they all upstairs.
Up the damn stairs. Now,
it's
most
because
people,
they want you to get your wind up. You're starting to get it up by the time
but
you get
most
up there.
people get, but you know this, working there. Most people that use those machines, right, have to do low impact stuff.
True.
So their kneecaps or their ankles or they got a hip issue or whatever, and you put this shit upstairs.
I don't know. You know what? That's something I never even thought about it like that. And then, I tell you one thing about that damn gym. You know the first room where the cycling room at?
Right.
Y'all don't know. We used to have to put locks on that door when we closed at night. Somebody was sneaking in, stealing the bikes. We would have to do a count on the ask Cole. Cole, you still in the broadcast? She club pride. Cole used to keep the gym clean. Cole come in and say, it's another bike missing. Somebody done built the whole gym. You understand? Probably a disgruntled employee or something.
Right, that had to be an inside job.
Baby.
Inside job.
The cyclists. They was stealing them. We was like, you go to rack the weights and half the weights is going. Y'all is stealing them.
Well, yeah. I'm looking forward to I'm going to ask this about our weight center here, because you know we have a fitness center here.
I asked you about a long time ago. I said, "Beach, I'll come over there and work out with you."
No, I know, but remember.
Look, you see what she say? I don't know how they was taking them bikes.
Okay.
Do you know all the time I live here, Meek? It's been one right here.
What? Y'all got a fitness center in y'all thing?
We got a fitness center. I've been in the pool. It's a beautiful pool here. Big.
Okay.
There's a beautiful deck and everything.
It's got a beautiful pool too.
You know, I never been in the goddamn pool. I let that say.
But I'm talking about it's so big, and I'm talking the deck is real nice. It looks like something behind somebody's real mansion or something. Our pool area, and everybody can't go in there if you don't have that magnetic card to get in the gate. You're not in there.
Right.
There's a pass key to get through the gate, so you can't even play on the playground without the pass key.
I was getting ready to say with Meaches though, like, well, we was coming over there because we were rehearsing and stuff. So we were rehearsing over there in their little their room thingy that they got in there. And when I went to the bathroom one time, I said, "God damn, y'all got a whole gym back there."
Yeah, and because of that, well, one of the things they keep it under lock and key now, because I told y'all the kids used to come down there and fucking and can on the equipment.
Oh my God! And
so they got cameras down there, and that's how they found out. But then once we were on the lockdown and carrying on, I don't know what the procedure is to use it now.
Oh,
you know, so there is that, because I'm hoping what I would like to get is somebody who teaches Zumba to come in and do a Zumba thing, because
they got a lot of Zumba classes at LA Fitness
and things. But I need, I just want to start out to get my hands together. So we can get that together. And things of that nature. So it's
find out, Leach, because I'll come around there with you. We can start off slow.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, because I got to work up on the treadmill. I used to be able to do a 2.8 to a 3.0 mile thing on the tread.
Yeah,
walking. And I know I
Yeah.
got to work back up to that because I know
I'm
for
sure I
me,
probably got to too, because I usually would start at like 3.0 and work my way up. But my goal is to be able to get back up to the 30, 45 minutes on the elliptical, because that was a machine that back in the day I used to be scared of. Even
Okay.
after I lost the weight, I would get on the elliptical machine and be like, why can't I do this? I started going to LA Fitness. I started off the first time. I said, I'm not going to let this defeat me. I was only on there 2.5 minutes. The next day I came back, I got the 5 minutes. The next day, I just kept adding time onto it until it was nothing. And I was on that thing like, what?
Well, I never used the elliptical because I was like, okay, that's just too much. You got everything moving at the
But
same
they
time.
say it's supposed to be easy. It's not.
It's
But I
not.
will tell you this. I don't know if you guys have it because I didn't look that long when I was there. But Red, I don't even know if it's still there. But the Gold's Gym that was at 218, right? They have a full sit-down elliptical machine. When I tell you I lost 30 pounds, I was coming off of being real, real sick. And then I was after getting well, I was still so tired. So I was always in the bed and I was eating a whole bunch of comfort food. I went to that gym every morning at 5:30 in the morning. And I got on that thing. It let you do it for like an hour before it stopped. And I would turn that thing around. I would be in that gym for 3 hours every day on that thing. That's how low impact it was. It did not kill me. And I dropped it. It's a full, because I love that machine so much that I was looking into maybe purchasing one myself.
Wow.
Maybe that thing cost $4,000. I said, oh.
Okay.
Corbin Brown
You
got
said
one.
it's the floor. Is low? Is it by the floor? Low to the floor?
Yes. It's like a sit down. It's like like not the upright bike. It's like the other bike where your feet be like, but there's pedals. The pedals like the elliptical and the things. It works out your whole body and you sitting. You pedaling and this the whole time. I love that machine. And I remember asking about it in LA Fitness so many times because I've never seen it in LA Fitness. I've never seen it in Planet Fitness. The only place I've ever seen it was at Gold's. Okay. That was it. I really want one. If I could find somebody selling one secondhand, something, I want that machine for the times. There are times when we can't always.
Right.
And it's that thing that will get you back into it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you don't have to do with so much. So it'll get you back into until you could get to the point to get up and start doing the other stuff. That's what I loved about it.
All right. Well, listen, let's cut this short because we
11:39. Oh yeah, because we came on time tonight.
Yeah, we did. And here's the other thing. I'm gonna put this out here because let's see. Nikki done got the salad from me.
Ain't no more damn salad in there.
Rey's sitting up here. He done put in the request. They want cheeseburger mac.
Well, people still putting in requests, and I need another salad. We ain't got no more. He just gave me that shit yesterday. I swear to God, he gave me a whole pan of it. And I thank you, and my body thanks you.
Listen, and I gotta go get some cucumbers because that one didn't have any cucumbers. My cucumbers that went bad.
When I tell you my body thanks you.
Okay, and I was making it for me.
Well, it's all cool.
But I was like,
did you see the video I sent you?
Yeah.
Last night. And I went back in there last night and got another plate after I sent you that video. And then I ate 2 plates when we got back today. And that was
I go get some more stuff and carry on. But now here's what this is. And I'm gonna put this in the P-Riders thing so that my people could come on out and get me together because
let's do it.
We gotta get together because we almost at the end of the month and I got to gut this bitch. I got to gut her. At least if I do
I told you what to do first. Go get the big containers and stuff and get all the Wonder Woman stuff out.
Well, I got her in the corner. That
if
corner
you need to, you can put her in my garage because the stuff needs to be out the way.
That's what you don't understand. It needs to be out of sight, out of mind, stored away. Boom.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like all his Wonder Woman stuff, we know we keeping it because I've seen his fabulous house with this fabulous Wonder Woman museum. I've seen it. I don't know why. I dreamt it. I don't know why. So he gets to keep it. He's just not keeping it in there.
Okay.
We are throwing stuff away.
Yeah, we have to. We got to. God help me. Okay. So on that note, my darling,
my aunt frying pan around there.
you tell
I
me.
be feeling like Francine. I be feeling like Francine up there. Like, if you don't find my motherfucking frying pan, bitch, I'm gonna kill you. I be feeling
Okay.
like that sometimes. I don't know why. Don't kill me, Aunt Francine. I promise.
Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, honey, we thank you guys for staying with us and carrying on. We'll be back. We'll start that over. We will be back with you next week.
Friday.
Next Friday. And next Saturday, of course. And then, of course, I'll bop in from time to time, I believe, with my Big Meats Moments. We do want to take time and give our condolences to the Braxton family.
Yes, because we didn't get to do it last night. I'm so sad about Tracy.
With Tracy Braxton passing and things of that nature. I did send out a letter over there to Trina and carrying on, because I hit her up on Instagram and things of that nature. So I just tell her that we have her and the family in our spirits and things of that nature. So
yeah,
that there.
Stop this violence, y'all. Can we say that? I need for y'all to get your lives together and stop this foolishness. So if you guys didn't hear, yesterday, Young Thug's baby mother is dead because of an argument in a bowling alley over a bowling ball.
That was his what?
And a man.
Yep.
Sir, it was that deep that you shot that woman and you killed that woman over a bowling ball?
Yep. Senseless.
And when we talked about that this morning, though, Mitch, we said what? Atlanta has 35 murders, right?
What?
I'm reaching out and I'm talking to anybody who go back and watch this later. Everybody in Philly, we don't even have 100 and something days into the year, and Philly has over about 104 murders.
Right. I don't know what Detroit's numbers are because I can't. At this particular point in the matter, this is why when we had Phil Smith on, who incidentally I just got to give him a date. He's gonna let me come down to their range, so I can learn. He just said give him a date, and the first lesson is on. They're gonna pay for it for me.
Okay.
And they're over by Atlantic Station.
Okay.
But nonetheless, I brought him in because I wanted us. I know we're all into this. We got to protect ourselves thing. But what we're hearing in these streets is the very reason why we're having so many contingencies with folks wanting to get guns and this, that, and the other. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe that everybody has the right to protect themselves and this, that, and the other. But who the fuck are you protecting when you're just sitting up there mad and go brandishing a gun because you feel you can?
But that's the thing. Most of the people that's doing all that stupid shit is not the people who are.
And that's the point. That's the whole point. So,
just to give you an accountability on Chicago is 219.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
9% less than last year.
Child, stop. Stop.
All I ever think about when I hear these numbers, and I watch the stuff on my, I got the Philly news that come through on my thing, is I think about on Friday when Pop said, all we needed was these.
Okay, right.
Fight another day.
Yep.
Okay.
Same subject tonight. We was talking about how soft and sissy these bless me. I'm sorry. These kids are. But we was talking about this, and Meech, you probably can relate to this. The guys used to run up and down the basketball courts when we were younger.
Yeah.
They'd jump up and do layups and be jumping and hanging and slam dunking and everything. And they would have on Chuck Taylors.
Come on.
Canvas shoes, flat surface bottoms, landed on concrete.
On the damn asphalt, honey.
If one of these young niggas jump up and slam dunk and land back on the concrete in Chuck Taylor's right now, they look tender
They
for ass
ankles
to be in the hospital.
Well,
Right.
and also, and I know we gotta go, but we talk about the little young Thundercats and out here, everybody got a gun. But we forgetting the other ones who are just scared, so they got a gun.
Right.
You got the little ignorant ones who want to bring, I'm about that life. I'm about that life. But what about the little nerd little boy? And now he's scared, and he got a gun too, because he's scared.
Been bullied and this, that, and the other, and yeah, it becomes now I got to protect myself. Yeah.
Well, like you said, there's a lot of senseless, untrained people that's walking around with guns, and most of the time, you know, I seen a shooting or a robbery went bad, you know, at a gas station. They tried to shoot at the guy. I guess they took off running, but they got this whole cowboy and Indians fake movie, sideways shooting.
Yeah, nobody shoots like that. Boy, you're gonna break your damn hand, you dumb bastard.
And then you're shooting, and then you shoot. You fire 6 shots and don't hit nobody you shoot at. But somewhere 3 blocks down, some little girl get hit just riding a bike.
Exactly.
That type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's the shit. You ain't even shooting who you was trying to shoot.
You can't shoot. How you aiming the gun they way and don't hit them? And I'm telling you, I know this for a fact because people, if anybody know my history, I've been in the middle of a shootout at a doggone complex where they could come in on 2 sides, and you got apartments in the middle. 2 Chevys pull up on this side and 2 Chevys pull up on this side, and they start arguing back and forth, talking about, yeah, we got you now, nigga. And they start firing. I'm standing in the middle, knocking on somebody's door. They firing at each other.
They firing like this.
Right, but all of them busting at each other.
You shooting this way and looking this way. What are you doing? Sit down.
But here's the thing, Nikki. Everybody that let off full clips. I'm in the middle. I dived behind a bush, right? All these full clips went off. None of them niggas got hit.
You heard what I said? You shooting and ain't even looking.
Right.
Because you don't know how to handle the pistol.
All the residents that live over there, where the bullets was going, how many kids outside.
They don't care. Well, yeah, let's go, because now I'm getting mad. Just thinking about it making me mad.
It's all right. Take us home, Big Papa.
Yes.
Oh, my darling, my darling, my darling. You may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, darlings. With Big Meech and Aunt Nikki and the big guy ally over there, honey, the big red fella, honey. Listen, if you love us the way that you do, baby, honey, like, subscribe, and share. And then tell all of your family and friends, honey, to do the same thing. Like, subscribe, and share. But if you hate us, don't like us, or think we shady, this, that, and the other, then you can tell all of your motherfucking enemies to like, subscribe, and share. Because what you want to know is everything that we are doing over here.
Them chips.
Read the hard way, the syndicate, honey, and everything that we're doing with all of our businesses and everything that we're doing, honey.
Ain't them yours?
It will move.
You don't even want them. Take this
in any way, shape, style, form, or fashion, my darling. Okay. So until the next time, my darling, honey, stay sweet, be well, and we will all see you again soon. If you need us, honey, y'all know how to find us. CHIC.com, honey. So on that note, my darling,
Goddamn, I was running out of kisses.
Okay. And scene, children, scene.